right through for 225 yards and a pair of scores. Isaac Stevenson hauled in 4 catches for 117 yards. The Cardinal defense also limited Fort Campbell to minus 24 rushing yards. And for the season, they're giving up less than 50 yards on the ground per game. Barnes says it'll be a tough night, but it's a game his team should look forward to playing.
Obviously, they've got a really good team, and we'll have to have a great week of practice, and they'll be well prepared. They'll have a great game plan. So we'll have to do the same, and we'll have to execute at a high level to go down there and have a chance to win. But I'm excited for the challenge, and these are the types of games you want to play in, and we'll go down there and play a good game.
Mayfield has won 8 straight games in the series dating back to 2013. Coverage of Mayfield and Caldwell County comes your way following your Sports Edge Football Friday on WPKY 103.3 FM and online at WPKYonline.com.
The Murray Tigers, the Fort Campbell Falcons.
The Tigers have lost 3 straight games for the first time in 5 years. They gave up 257 yards to a rushing-starved Christian County team last week in a 34-20 loss. Xavier Biggers ran for 154 yards and caught a 51-yard touchdown pass to comprise of most of Murray's offense. The Tigers averaged 328 rushing yards, but defenses are starting to figure out their one-dimensional offense a bit. Quarterback Colin Wilson leads Murray with 7 rushing touchdowns. 4 of his 5 completions this year have gone for touchdowns. Meanwhile, Fort Campbell has had trouble running the football. It happened again last week in a loss to Mayfield. The Falcons were held to negative rushing yards in the contest and just 63 yards of total offense. Falcon head coach Henry Mitchell not pleased with how his team came out.
Guys was flat coming out. We're not, a team that's going to come in here and just lay down like that. But our guys laid down tonight. I mean, in every aspect of the game. We didn't block, we didn't tackle. There's really no adjustments to be made when you're not doing those things. Because, football is blocking and tackling. That's the 2 things you have to do. Unfortunately, we was on the losing end tonight.
Fort Campbell had some chances early to punch the ball in the end zone, but just couldn't get it done.
Opening drive, we looked good. Got down there, and then, penalties, mistakes, and our guys just got out of it. And we talked about that at halftime. First drive, and after that, our guys just, I guess they checked out for some odd reason. But, you can't come in. This team is a good team, 5-0 first in the district. You got to play your A game when you come in and play guys like this, and we know this. And, this is not indicative of what our team is. We're a good football team. But when you can't, sustain a drive and you're not tackling, not blocking, anybody can beat you.
Tonight it will be up to the Falcon defense to stop Murray's ground game. The Falcons are giving up over 200 yards on the ground per night. Murray has won 5 straight games in the series, including a 64-6 victory last year. Fort Campbell's last win over Murray came in the 2009 playoffs when Trey Powell caught a touchdown from Antonio Andrews in the game's final minute for a 28-21 Falcon win at Ty Holland Stadium. Fort Campbell would go on to win their 3rd consecutive state championship.
You're locked into your Sports Edge Football Friday, brought to you by Hopkinsville Community College.
Dealing with the real world wasn't easy, even before the whole global pandemic thing. Trying to pay the bills, worrying about family, or just trying to figure out what you want to be. The good news? Hopkinsville Community College is open and ready. With on-campus and online programs that can lead to essential careers in IT, healthcare, and more, all at less than half the cost of a 4-year university. So never put your dreams on hold, and never underestimate you.
Stoops and the Cats head south to Oxford for an early day SEC battle. Ole Miss Rebels and your Kentucky Wildcats.
UK hits the gridiron, taking on Ole Miss tomorrow. All the coverage begins at 9 o'clock on WKDZRadio.com and
on 106.5 WKDZ.
Rogers Pet Grooming wants to wish the Tigers all the best this year.
We continue our look at tonight's high school football slate with your Sports Edge Football Friday, brought to you by Hopkinsville Community College.
The Todd Central Rebels.
The Owensboro Catholic Aces.
The Rebels stepped out of the district last week to get a 30-0 shutout win over Monroe County. It was Todd County's first shutout since 2018. The Rebel defense held Monroe County to 120 yards and had 3 takeaways. Nate Redding moved to the backfield, rushed for 117 yards and a touchdown, and quarterback Gavin Nolan added 113 rushing yards of his own. It was part of a 381-yard rushing night that saw Jamarion Smith reach the end zone 3 times. The stakes are a little bigger tonight as the Rebels travel to Owensboro Catholic. The Aces picked up an impressive 48-12 win over Hancock County last week as Brody Atwell threw for 301 yards and 2 touchdowns and added a rushing score. Mitchell Sims had a big night, hauled in 10 passes for 102 yards. A Rebel loss tonight makes their next 2 district games almost must-wins if they just want to get into the playoffs. A win tonight by the Rebels would also be their first over Owensboro Catholic in over 30 years.
The Hancock County Hornets.
The Butler County Bears.
One of the surprise teams in Western Kentucky is Butler County. The Bears are 5-0, sitting atop the Class 2A district.
How's it going, guys? Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, Bryce. Oh, a little bit loud on me right here. All right. Now, much better. Yeah. How's that looking, Bryce?
Dennis is a little bit too loud. Mine.
All right. We can turn it down just a little bit more. It looks like great weather here. The lights are on. Field looks great. Windows are clean.
You sound
Pizza's
perfect,
coming
Dennis.
at halftime. Gosh, you can't beat it.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Bob, you need to turn down just a little bit.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Just a hair bit more.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Perfect.
All right.
Good.
Now we are good like this.
Thank you, Bryce.
All right. I like it.
So, how was the setting up and how's everything down there?
We're ready to go.
It is awesome.
Yeah. Good trip.
I am going to live stream the game.
And John said he's going to live stream us.
Oh, he's on live
Got
stream.
good signal.
Yeah, the live stream. The signal is great here.
You may want to call Coach.
I did. Yeah,
He's
I
getting
sent
filled
him the
down
link
there?
to it. Yeah. Yeah, we got great seats. We're sitting on the 35. And the windows are huge. You can see everything here.
Well, that's
I don't have
great.
to really stand up until we get really to this near sideline.
Yeah. I just stand up by habit, but you're right, Bob. I wouldn't even have to tonight if I didn't want to.
How y'all feeling about the game?
Okay, Bryce. You want the honest truth, or do you want me to sugarcoat this?
Just lay it all out for me, Bob.
It could be over early.
Well,
I think if we can
never count us out, I guess, though.
Well, as I told Coach Barnes, if we can control the clock in the first half and not be down too bad the second half, you just never know what's going to happen. If you have a chance to win going into the fourth quarter, a lot of times things will break for you. But we can't be down 21-0 or 28-0 at the end of the first quarter.
It can't turn into Union County.
No, it cannot turn into Union County. And we'll find out how much. I thought we got better last week against Ballard, but obviously not the kind of competition that Mayfield is. But there are times when you have success that kind of continues to stay in your mind, and you do things that you hadn't been doing, so to speak. So the win last week was huge for our team.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we just need to really catch our footing.
Yes.
Plus, it kind of guarantees you a playoff game. It should.
And if we play Mayfield semi-tough, I think that leads into, in my opinion, we've got 3 winnable games after Mayfield.
Yep. Yeah, this could be even in a loss, it could be a confidence builder right here.
Mm-hmm. And Miguel's not snapping it too well. He's been all over the place. We're watching the extra point team line up, or the extra point snapper and holder. I think Timmy's leg, Dennis, has gotten a lot stronger.
He's got a leg.
I mean, he's powering that ball through there.
I don't know what it is about these skinny kids, but they can kick it.
Ask Bryce to make sure that he's recording the game off of TeamSpeak.
Bryce, are you recording the game off of TeamSpeak?
Make sure he does.
Said make sure, John said make sure you do.
Well, I wasn't going to do it off TeamSpeak. I was going to do it on the, tell them it's on the VProd computer.
It's on the VProd computer?
Yeah, just on TeamSpeak.
Here, I'll let you talk to him.
Yeah.
Just on TeamSpeak there, if you go up to the top right and say, start recording, it's under, hang on here, I'll tell you just a second.
User in your channel
It's recording.
recording.
There you are. That's it. That's what I need. Thank you.
No problem.
We got to go.
I'm going to give you back to Dennis.
The little fella back there trying to pass. He ain't going to be passing as he gets older, I got a feeling.
A little nose guard look to
I
him.
think you might as well line up with a 60-something on your jersey. Forget the quarterback.
Ask Bryce to turn the stream back on so it's recording.
Oh, Bryce, he asked if you would turn the stream back on, please.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
On McAdoo, last year's leading rusher for Madisonville, had been sidelined for the first 4 games due to a leg injury suffered in the preseason. McAdoo had 72 yards and a touchdown on just 4 carries last week. The return of McAdoo helps a Madisonville offense that averages 430 yards a night. Hopkinsville's offense has been Jekyll Hyde at best. The Tigers are averaging 247 yards of offense. It's pretty balanced, and Clark feels like the offense is starting to come around.
I think with Zach, obviously he's going to get better every week. I think you just got to, he's got to just be resilient. I mean, there's not many jobs like quarterback where you've got to learn on the job, and so right now he's going through that learning process. And I saw a step forward in terms of him coming out and making some big-time throws in critical moments. We just have to, really, we've got to get everything going. I thought our offensive line played much better. He was upright more tonight. But we got to get. I think JoJo did a really good job tonight running the football, and we've just got to continue to build on that run game so we can have success through there.
Madisonville won 5 straight over the Tigers from 2017 to 2019, but Hopkinsville has won the last 2, including last year's game 44-7.
The Logan County Cougars. The Hopkins Central Storm.
The Cougars could take another step to securing home field advantage in the first round of the playoffs as they travel to Morton's Gap tonight to face the Storm. Ryan Reno rushed for 202 yards and 3 touchdowns as the Cougars beat Hopkinsville 49-28 last week. He was part of a 341-yard rushing effort for the year, Reno averaging 154 yards. He's also scored 14 touchdowns. He should have another big game tonight against a Hopkins County Central defense that gives up nearly 200 yards on the ground. The Storm have done a good job running the football this year. That's kind of a departure from past years. They're averaging 242 rushing yards a night. Khalil McNary leads the ground game with 136 yards. He's also scored 10 touchdowns. Logan County has won 6 straight in the series, dating back 6 years. The Cougars won last year easily, 64-21.
The McCracken County Mustangs.
The Davis County Panthers.
These teams sit atop the Class 6A District 1 standings. McCracken County 2-4, but both wins have come in district play. The Mustangs picked up a 34-14 win over Apollo last week as Zeno Cornelius ran for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns, part of a 233-yard night on the ground for McCracken County. They'll face a Davis County team that clobbered Marshall County 57-0 last week. The Panthers outgained the Marshals 471-41. Bryson Parham ran for 159 yards and 2 touchdowns, and quarterback Lake Wilson threw for 178 yards and 2 scores. Davis County swept 2 games from McCracken last year, scoring 50-plus points in both wins.
The Henderson County Colonels. The Marshall County Marshals.
The Colonels are 4-1. Their only loss coming to Boyle County back on September 9th. Last week, they limited Paducah Tillman to negative rushing yards in a 30-13 win. Meanwhile, they ran up 244 rushing yards of their own. For the year, Henderson County averaging 256 yards on the ground. They have 3 running backs who have combined to score 17 touchdowns and average 70 or more yards a night. That's not good news for the Marshals. They give up an average of 200 yards in rushing on the season. Henderson County has won 10 straight over Marshall, dating back to the 2007 playoffs.
The Greenwood Gators.
The Christian County Colonels.
Last night, Greenwood picked up a 42-0 district win over Christian County. The Gators racked up 378 yards of offense. Sophomore quarterback Ryan Huff threw for 168 yards, including an 80-yard touchdown pass to Andrew Hatcher. The Colonels managed only 5 first downs on offense, 83 yards total, including just 5 rushing yards. The Colonels have next week off before another tough district game at South Warren on October the 14th.
You're locked into your Sports Edge Football Friday, brought to you by Hopkinsville Community College.
Dealing with the real world wasn't easy, even before the whole global pandemic thing. Trying to pay the bills, worrying about family, or just trying to figure out what you want to be. The good news? Hopkinsville Community College is open and ready. With on-campus and online programs that can lead to essential careers in IT, healthcare, and more, all at less than half the cost of a 4-year university. So never put your dreams on hold, and never underestimate you.
When we say
classic hits,
we mean
I just died on your arms tonight. 675-309. All right now. Benny on the jet.
listen to WPKY worldwide at
WPKYonline.com. WPKY.
Cozy Living Interior and Boutique, cheering on all Tiger athletes.
Caldwell County and Mayfield meet for the 55th time on the gridiron tonight. Mayfield has won 44 of those games, Caldwell County 9, and there was a tie. Caldwell looking for its second straight win, but looking for their first win over Mayfield since 2013 when they won in a slugfest, 48-41. Coverage of Caldwell County football comes your way following your Sports Edge Football Friday on 103.3 FM and online at WPKY Online. I'm Scott Brown. This has been your Sports Edge Football Friday.
Coming up next, we head to the stadium for pregame coverage of the Caldwell County Tigers. This has been your Sports Edge Football Friday on WPKY 103.3 FM and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Dealing with the real world wasn't easy, even before the whole global pandemic thing. Trying to pay the bills, worrying about family, or just trying to figure out what you want to be. The good news? Hopkinsville Community College is open and ready. With on-campus and online programs that can lead to essential careers in IT, healthcare, and more, all at less than half the cost of a 4-year university. So never put your dreams on hold, and never underestimate you.
Chick-fil-A of Hopkinsville wants to salute the outstanding achievements of our area student-athletes. Each week, a student-athlete will be chosen based on academics, athletics, and achievements. Watch for the Chick-fil-A AAA Young Person of the Week at yoursportsedge.com. Academics, athletics, and achievements. at Chick-fil-A, AAA, Young Person of the Week at YourSportsEdge.com.
Herb Hayes Furniture and Mattress wishes all the Tiger athletes good luck this season. Go Tigers. Give it your all from Herb Hayes Furniture.
Tiger football is on the air on 1580 103.3 WPKY on your free WPKY app and worldwide streaming audio on WPKYonline.com. It's time for the Caldwell County Coaches Show on WPKY.
Good evening, Tiger fans, and welcome to the Will Barnes pregame interview. This is Bob Hayes, and we're on the road tonight in Mayfield, Kentucky, as the Tigers will take on the highly ranked Mayfield Cardinals at War Memorial Stadium. The Tigers are coming off an opening district win over Ballard Memorial last weekend. I'll be back with the Tiger head coach when we return after these commercial messages.
Hi, this is Daniel Ingram with H&R AgriPower. Take care of your property with equipment you can count on, like the Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors, part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability, and Z Series mowers and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Visit H&R AgriPower, your local Kubota dealer, for a demo today.
Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer. Take a test drive at your Kubota dealer. H&R AgriPower, Eagle Way, Hopkinsville.
If you're involved in an auto accident, it's your choice where your vehicle is repaired. Some insurance companies refer you to pro shops because they give the insurance company discounts. But with those discounts, the insurance company has input on the parts used and might not always use what is best. At Trice Hughes Body Shop, they're not partnered with an insurance company, but they give the same lifetime limited warranty to the person who owns the vehicle at the time of repairs. Visit Trice Hughes in Princeton for your vehicle repairs.
At YourSportsEdge.com, we strive every day to continue to bring you the gold standard in high school sports coverage with more on your teams and your players.
Boy, did it show up there.
And while they are not gold, those crystal awards we have won for doing what we love to do are pretty cool too.
That's something you see every day.
The Kentucky Broadcaster's Best Digital Product Award winner. YourSportsEdge.com.
The legacy continues. Caldwell County Tiger football and 1580 103.3 WPKY Princeton.
Raider Auction Company is excited to cheer on all the Tiger athletes this season. Go Tigers from Raider Auction Company.
Well, indeed, it's a daunting task when we go up against highly regarded Mayfield. But first, let's look back briefly at last week's win. What positives did you take from our win last week?
We really emphasized trying to get off to a fast start, and obviously we were able to do that, and had some created turnovers and turned those into touchdowns, which is something we talk about, forcing turnovers, and then anytime you can take those turnovers into touchdowns immediately are big time momentum shifting plays, and feel like we've cleaned some things up on both sides of the ball and are making some progress, but obviously that stuff's got to continue to happen, and we've got to play at a higher level than we have all year tonight.
When we in last week's game, just looking at it, Luke was a really efficient 9 out of 11. We only had to throw the ball basically in the first half, but when you're taking back 3 pick sixes for touchdowns, you don't get many drive opportunities in a game like that. So I thought he played well. I never thought he was under pressure at any time. And that's what happens when you can block for your quarterback. He can stand back there and pick you apart.
Yeah, he did a good job, and he's still getting comfortable and still kind of finding his way. And it was good to see him have some success, and I think he'll continue to do that.
As far as the rushing game, it was there when we needed it, but mentioning the three touchdowns on the defensive side of the ball, we didn't get a chance really to, and as it turns out, both teams probably had about the same amount of total offense for the entire game, but when you put 21 points up on the board from defense, you don't have to worry about a lot of drives.
Yeah, and I don't know what the stats looked like at halftime, but a lot of their yardage and obviously their points came in the second half. But it was a good effort and against a Ballard team that is struggling some, but they've improved and they're doing a good job and always play hard.
And I know when we talked last week, I thought Ballard was a better team than I'd seen them in the last 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, they're better than the last couple of times we played them. There's no doubt about that. And they're got more kids out and they've always played hard and so really credit to their coaching staff and their kids for how they play.
And last week, with all the distractions going on at Tiger Stadium, I thought the players' focus was really highly on the game. When your focus is there, you always tend to make fewer mistakes. And I don't know if any mistakes we've made. Certainly, we excelled at pass defense on coverage, and that's what stood out for you of the players that we put in the third and fourth quarter of that game. Well, that we're building depth right now.
Yeah, I thought, in the third quarter there, we had a really good drive and to come out of halftime and got down there, inside the 20 and, kind of went the wrong direction and couldn't sustain that drive. But, Jack Roach came in and played quarterback. With him, his role defensively coming into the year, thought he'd be kind of a rotational player. So we really kind of planned on getting him a lot of reps in JV games, really on both sides of the ball. And then his role's kind of increased on the defensive line. So he hasn't played, let's see, I don't guess he's played any JV except he played a half of the first game. So it's good to get him some reps at the quarterback position because, he's kind of missing out on that on JV. And we've ran into that really with our last 3 or 4 quarterbacks, that they've been defensive players before they were the quarterback, and it's hard to get those guys game reps because you don't want them to play on Monday where something could happen and they can't play Friday. So I was really glad he was able to get in there, and he's really progressing and doing some really good things. And offensively, we did a good job there, and then defensively, they scored some points, but I feel like we did a good job of tackling, against a varsity football team, and they've got some good players, and we did a decent job against them even in the second half.
I know that one of the young men we've talked about in prior interviews, Miguel Pena, had a sack last week, and I thought he's learning his position and beginning to play it with some understanding as to what he has to do to get it done, and I was glad to see success for him come. Now, getting back to tonight, Will, what do you want to see from the Tigers tonight?
I still feel like we haven't played 4 quarters of what we are really looking for. Last week we had a good half, and we started subbing some guys, and we've seen at times against quality people we can play well, but we just that's what I'm looking for tonight is to sustain 4 quarters and play well. And they've got a good football team, and but that's we want to be in these types of games. We want to play good people, and with the way we schedule, it's to get ready, hopefully to play Mayfield and to play well.
And one of the things I know that we have to do tonight is maintain possession of the football, and that means moving the chains and taking advantage of when we have the football to try to put it in the end zone and not allow them to have a ton of plays tonight. You give them a ton of plays, they're going to score on you.
Yeah, they do a good job offensively, and really, to me, defensively is Mayfield's been really good on offense. Really the last 10 to 50
years.
Yeah, but really the last 10 years, they kind of changed. 15 years maybe they've changed the way they play, and they always are pretty good offensively. But the last couple, I think they've really gotten back to playing really high quality defense, and they do a good job on in all facets. But yeah, it's you want to limit their opportunities, and they're going to have good plays, but you can't let them gash you for 80 over and over, or throw it over your heads over and over, and that's how it gets away from you pretty quick. And if you look at some of the games we've played when we've had success, that's what we've been able to do is they've had big plays and they've scored points, but they're not just gashing you time and time again. So that's what we'll try to do again tonight.
Certainly a win that we experienced last Friday night has to pick us up enthusiastically. And what's the mood of the team been like this week at practice?
I've really liked the way we've practiced. We've had some good practices throughout the year, but I don't feel like the tempo and the pace that we need to be at has really ever been there, and we've been able to do that this week. But and that's a good thing. We're making a little progress, but doing that stuff in practice doesn't mean a whole lot if it doesn't translate to the game. So that's what we've got to do tonight against a really good team.
In our pass coverage last week, we seemed to be able to understand what was going on when they threw the ball. Our pass defense, in my opinion, took a step forward last week.
Yeah, they did a good job. Relating the guys in coverage. Still got some issues in the secondary with giving up some stuff, but obviously tonight it's going to be a little bit different deal. They're a lot more explosive and a lot more efficient in the passing game. So, we'll have to play even better.
In entering in tonight's game, Will, how healthy are we?
We're pretty healthy. Should have everybody, as healthy as we're going to be. So, we kind of have gotten rid of, gotten healthy from the injuries earlier this year and pretty much back.
Well, good. Our offensive line obviously improved or had a game last week where they could. It shows what happens when you can play protective football, and defensive line when you get after people. So I'm sure that lifts their spirits quite a bit to go out and practice hard.
Yeah, it's hard, being 0-5 and showing up every single day and continuing to practice. So you want to see some success on the field, and that was really important for our team to get a win last week.
And obviously, as we conclude this section on the Tigers, we know we have to really be efficiently on the offensive side tonight, limit the mistakes that we make both offensively and defensively. And we'll look at Mayfield when we come back after these commercial messages.
The roof isn't just part of the house, it completes it. It makes you feel safe and secure, so it needs to be properly installed. The importance of having a high quality and well-maintained roof is what motivates Bluegrass Roofing to serve this area, using quality materials without excess cost. Bluegrass Roofing is a Master Elite GAF certified installer, fully licensed and insured. They thank you for voting them the best roofing company in Western Kentucky. For roofing and claim info, find them at bluegrassroofpros.com.
For 71 years, WPKY has been your proven source for information, news, and sports. As we continue our legacy, join us weekdays at 6:30, 7:30, noon, and 5. Plus, 24/7 when you need it at WPKYonline.com and worldwide on the free WPKY app. The complete coverage you deserve from a proven partner. No fees. The way it should be. We are 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Good luck to all Tiger athletes from Bella Marie Boutique. Go Tigers.
Welcome back with Tiger head coach Will Barnes. And tonight we'll be taking on one of the elite teams of high school football in Kentucky. We know that they are well coached. The coaching staff down there seems like there's had a Morris for the, I mentioned 150 years a while ago. They may have had a Morris on that staff for 150 years. So, we know we have our work cut out for us tonight.
Yeah, they're a good football team, a good football program, and to me, we want to play people that are good. So, I look forward to playing Mayfield. It's something that it's an great opportunity for us. So I think some people are like, oh, it's Mayfield, here we go again. But if we want to be the type of team and program that we want to be, then we need to play these games. We need to start winning these games. So, they're really good. We have a lot of respect for what they do. Coach Morris does a fantastic job, and it's a game that I'm glad we play.
Well, and I'm in your corner on that, Will. When you play the best, you tend to learn from that, and why not play the best to see how you stack up, where you can fix things that are broken. And with these young kids, freshmen and sophomores, they'll get Mayfield for 2 more years and 3 more years. So now's the time to begin to take notes, what you have to do to get ready to play these guys.
Yeah, and it's a game that is important in the district standings and important for what the playoffs could look like. So, it's just a great opportunity.
And obviously, looking at some of the Mayfield players that we'll be talking about on the radio tonight, it starts out at quarterback with number 4, Zane Cartwright. In the air this year, he's 60 of 96, 1 interception, 815 yards, 9 touchdowns. They play the spread offense that was put in roughly, 10, 15 years ago?
Yeah, it's, I'm not exactly, it may have been longer than that, but, I think they're about ready to fire Joe when he did that. Just, when you have had a lot of success and try to do something a little bit different, that doesn't always, people aren't always receptive to that. So, but no, they do a great job offensively. Stephen Hatchell is the guy that calls their offense, and I'm sure Coach Morris is heavily involved as well. So they've got a good scheme and do a good job of game planning, and their kids execute really well.
And running backs, they seem to always have a stable full of them. Number 24 tonight, we'll be talking about Juteria Starks. 50 rushes, 490 yards on the season. Number 5, Miki Dumas, 36 rushes, 240 yards. Number 32, Caden Morris, 31 carries, 205 yards. So they've got the ability to hand the ball off to more than one person. And then on the receiving end, number 1, Isaac Stevenson with 14 catches for 289 yards. Bray Joan Dabney, 18 catches, 209. Seems like every highlight I see of Mayfield this year on TV is something featuring Bray Joan Dabney doing something.
Yeah, he's a really good player, and I think he's a junior and has played at least a little bit as a freshman and sophomore. So really athletic kid, does a good job in the secondary too.
And also number 18, Ben Height, 13 grabs for 190 yards. What do we know? They are strong up front, I presume. Well coached, and our defensive line will have its work cut out for us.
Yeah, they do a good job, and are really fundamental, and then they come off the ball and are physical. So they do a really good job up front, and that's where it starts for them offensively. And the Starks kid is a really good player, big physical back that's also really fast, and he's probably him and Dejon Mercer are probably the 2 best players in this end of the state. So when you've got somebody like that in the backfield, it makes it a lot easier. But he does a good job back there. They do a good job of mixing it up and giving it to some other guys that are also capable too.
And it wouldn't be a typical high school team that Mayfield ranked number 2 in the Class 2A this year. The speed factor, they've got speed, obviously in the receiving department. They've got speed in their running backs, and we'll have to contend with that tonight.
Yeah, they've got a lot of really good skill players, and again, they do a good job of mixing things up offensively, where they're not super predictable, and they utilize all the guys that they've got really well.
Meaning when you don't want to become super predictable, you might hand the ball off inside for some carries rather than try to go off tackle around the ends.
Yeah, they don't have a ton of stuff offensively, but they've definitely got enough where there's not one thing you got to say, hey, we've got to do this and we'll stop them. You've got to play, when you play teams like that, you've just got to play really solid defense, play fundamental, pursuit of the ball and tackle well. And, again, realize that they're going to have some positive plays because they do a good job offensively. But the key is, to not give up a bunch of big plays.
And what can we look for Mayfield will play on defense tonight? Will they have the three front, four front? Are they a blitzing team?
They've been a little multiple, but mostly in a forefront, and they've ran the same defense for a long time too. So they've dealt with some injuries on the defensive side, especially with some defensive linemen and some linebackers. So I think they're getting some of those guys back. Some of them I don't think they're going to get back. So, but they did a great job defensively. Cliff is their defensive coordinator, and they've got a lot of continuity on their staff that have played in a lot of big ball games and have coached for a long time. So, they do a good job defensively as well. And, they don't do a ton of things again, like they offensively, but what they do well. And, got a lot of respect for them defensively too.
And I'm not sure whether this young man's playing or not, or is injured. I know he comes in highly regarded, number 8, Jax Rogers.
Yeah, he was injured. I think against Paducah Tillman, and I don't, just kind of talking with Coach Morris some, I don't think they're going to be able to get him back this year. And
he's had that injury bug, had it last year or the year before.
Yeah, this will be the third straight year with a pretty significant injury. And we obviously, Coach Morris was a great friend of my dad and has been really helpful to me. So he's somebody that I talk to, every other week or so just throughout the season. And, he'll text tomorrow saying good luck and just a good guy. So I've kind of feel like I've got to know Jax a little bit through him, and we've seen him playing and seen him at 7-on-7. He's such a good kid and, really good player. Really just hate it for him that, that his high school career's kind of been plagued with injuries because, he is a really good player and obviously deserves to play.
When we talk about Mayfield and Caldwell County, we're always talking about two highly regarded, high-class football teams, and Mayfield gets their class from their coaching staff, and it's always good to be able to go out and play against an opponent that you really respect.
Yeah, and they again do a fabulous job with their football program, and it's like just a huge family basically, and we have some of those same aspects here. And Coach Morris is a good guy. So when you're playing against good people, and it makes it it's a little bit different when you know them, and it's you have a relationship with them, and it's always good to see all those guys at Mayfield.
And finally, Will, your thoughts heading into tonight's game?
Told our kids this week that there's no reason to be nervous or uptight. I want us to play loose and play hard and for all 4 quarters, and just continue to get better. And we're getting into the part of the season that really matters and really defines your season. And we need to keep taking steps in the right direction because I think that we've got enough guys that believe we can be that this season can be a positive season and something we can look back that we're proud of, and really that's got to happen tonight and into next week and into the Murray game and into the Tree County game, where we're going into the playoffs playing really good football, where we can put a good product on the field in the playoffs and try to win some playoff games. This is senior class hasn't won a playoff game, so that's something we want to do, and we've got to continue to take steps in the right direction if we're going to do that.
And I think I concur with that as far as the opportunities there tonight for the kids to not be nervous, give it 100%, and just play a good game regardless of the outcome. And that's going to conclude my interview with Tiger head coach Will Barnes. Thanks to Coach Barnes for making this interview possible. I invite you to listen on WPKY FM 103.3 and the live stream at WPKYonline.com, which will be delayed. Join Dennis Stevens, Todd Griffin, Gary Goodacre, John Miller, Bryce Thompson, and me, Bob Hayes, for the broadcast that follows this interview as the Tigers attempt to ruffle some feathers tonight in Mayfield.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
What did 9 out of 10 people who died from COVID have in common?
They were 50 or older.
And if you have a condition like heart disease or diabetes, your risk is even higher.
COVID vaccines lower the risk of death.
Get your updated vaccine now. It could save your life.
We can do this. Find updated COVID vaccines at vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hey, sports fans, you wouldn't want your favorite sports team to play only offense or defense. When it comes to insurance, why settle for someone that can handle only your auto policy? At Goodwin Insurance, they take care of all your insurance
we
needs.
are ready.
You deserve someone
Sounds
that provides comprehensive coverage and is working alongside you in your community. Contact them today for a quote.
Goodwin Insurance of Princeton, Cadiz, or Marion, or online at insurewithgoodwin.com.
For 25 years, La Potosina Mexican Restaurant has been your choice for authentic Mexican food. They appreciate your business through the years. Open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. Pair your favorite meals with your favorite margarita. Enjoy dining in or call in for carryouts. Call 270-365-3848 to place your order. La Potosina Mexican Restaurant with locations in Princeton and Marion. Be sure to follow them on Facebook. And thanks again for 25 great years.
This is Alan Watts with Your Ag Edge, inviting you to join me Monday through Friday at 5:30 a.m. for the WPKY Morning Ag Report. We check in daily with Caldwell County Agriculture Extension Agent Shane Bogle. Get the latest from fellow farm broadcaster Max Armstrong. Take a look at the latest livestock market reports. Hear the latest edition of Traveling to Bluegrass and check the opening grain market with Hopkins Elevator's Ben Westerfield. That's the Morning Ag Report from Your Ag Edge Network on 103.3 FM and 1580 AM WPKY.
Proud supporter of Tiger Sports, Big John's Barbecue says, "Go Tigers."
Time to head live to the stadium for a preview of tonight's action with the WPKY Sports Crew. The Caldwell County Tiger pregame show is on the air.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to high school football on WPKY. Tonight, fresh off of their first win of the season, the Caldwell County Tigers go on the road to take on the number 1 team in the AP poll, the Mayfield Cardinals. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, Bob and I will start breaking this one down between the Tigers and the Cardinals. That's next on the Farmers Bank pregame show on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and online at WPKYonline.com.
Pennyroyal Hospice Executive Director Kelly Martin.
Living to the fullest with Pennyroyal Hospice means relief. R is for when that time comes that you face a restriction in the health of your life. E is for the ease of access to get that help that you so desperately need. L is for the life boost that hospice provides.
Can you tell
both
John
for the
to turn
patient
down your
and
mic
for the
just a
family.
little bit?
I
Dennis?
stands for the individualized plan of care for your loved one. E is for the emergency plan that is developed
It's
specifically
just clipping
for you
like the very
as a
top
hospice
end, and I
patient.
just want to be sure that we
The
have
letter F, we
like-
fill in the
like,
gaps
just so it doesn't do
after
that.
someone passes with an amazing and extended bereavement program.
Living to the fullest means relief with Pennyroyal Hospice, celebrating 40 years of care for our loved ones.
As a community-owned enterprise, the Princeton Electric Plant Board provides services to the people in the Princeton area. One of the services they provide is to make sure the lights are on over our fields and courts for our Caldwell County Tigers. From everyone at the Princeton Electric Plant Board, good luck to all the Caldwell County Tigers and hopes for a safe season. And a big electric roar to their Tigers, Preston Burrell and Lily Hoare.
You'll find over 30 years experience to work for you at U-Ride in Princeton. They are hometown proud and ready to serve your vehicle needs from start to finish, and they do it all safely. You'll find variety and quality vehicles along with on-the-lot financing. And of course, you can always apply online at uridesales.com. Stop by or call for an appointment today with one of their friendly sales staff at U-Ride on the Marion Road in Princeton. 270-365-3018. Hometown proud. Go Tigers!
With Planters Bank, you're served up points with every swipe of your Planters check card with You Choose Rewards. You'll earn points on every credit transaction you make with your Planters Bank Visa check card. Visit PlantersBankOnline.com to learn more. You choose rewards on the Planters Visa check card. Reason number 15, that Planters is the bank where you can expect great things. Member FDIC.
Let's talk sports every Saturday morning. Be part of the live Saturday morning quarterback at the Biscuit Barn and Ice Cream Eatery with host Todd Griffin and your Caldwell County Tiger football coaches. Listen live or come be a part of the conversation Saturday mornings at 9 on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Welcome back to the Farmers Bank pregame show. Farmers Bank and Trust Company of Princeton, home of the Tiger debit card. That's the card that gives back to future athletes of Caldwell County. Their team wants to wish the Tigers good luck this season and to let you know they are there to support you. You can bank on it. Live from Mayfield, Kentucky tonight as the Tigers take on the Cardinals. Dennis Stevens and Bob Hayes here for the call tonight. We also have Todd Griffin and Gary Goodacre down on the field, John Miller in the truck, and Bryce Thompson, our guy, back at the station tonight. So the whole crew here, Bob, at Mayfield to watch a Tiger team that got a little confidence last week with a win over Ballard County, taking on the AP's number one ranked team in 2A football, the Mayfield Cardinals.
And judging from what Coach Barnes said to me earlier in the interview, the kids are looking forward to playing this game simply because of the win last week and the fact that they felt like they got better, had a great week of practice. So let's see how that turns out as to how we play the game tonight.
A great night here in Mayfield. Temperature is going to be about 65 degrees at kickoff, down in the mid-50s by the time this one wraps up tonight. So a great night here. Caldwell County warming up right now with the gold helmets and the white jerseys and gold pants. Mayfield, of course, in the familiar red helmets with black jerseys and white pants. And, Bob, this is a matchup that's gone on for ages. Mayfield owns a pretty good advantage. I think it's Caldwell's 9-44-1 against Mayfield. So you know what you're up against coming into this ball game.
Exactly, and it's one of these things this year where we think that there's no way we will have a prayer tonight, but you never know what happens. That's why they play the game.
Absolutely. You're coming into tonight after a good win. It was an 0-5 start for Caldwell County. They came out, looked really good against Ballard Memorial, and a lot of positives in that game. I think confidence is probably the biggest positive in it, that they're going to come out here and know what scoring a lot of points, what catching the ball, have a good passing night, have a good tackling night, all of those things. They know what it feels like now. Let's take that into the Cardinal game.
One thing we know, and Coach Barnes alluded to this, we cannot make many mistakes tonight. Hopefully we can limit that to zero. That would be a really perfect game. And we can't give up any long plays or several long plays that would gash us and keep that scoreboard moving. If we could control the ball, keep moving the chains, and be able to enter the fourth quarter with a chance to win, that would be great for this young group of Tigers.
It's going to start offensively. We've got to score some points. We've got to have some drives that produce the points, that don't result in turnovers. So we've got to start with Luke Parker. The kid came in his first season as a starting quarterback, and he has grown immensely, I think, from game one this season to where he's at now. He's learned a lot. Stats are starting to come up a little bit, especially after that game last week against Ballard. 45 for 90, so throwing 50% on the season, averaging 77 yards a game. But now that interception to touchdown ratio even at 3 each.
And that's good for Luke that we play Mayfield this late in the season. we play them the first game of the season, he gets really shell-shocked. You don't know how he's going to proceed with the rest of the season. But I think Luke has settled down, really taken some big steps this year in throwing the ball and understanding where his receivers are. They've been practicing on routes. If we can keep the pressure from getting to Will, if you give him 3 to 4 seconds, we might like what we see tonight.
Yeah, he's got to have some protection tonight. And you said it at the start of this pregame show, Bob. You're going to have to play probably your perfect game if you have a perfect game in you against Mayfield, because they are just that good again this year.
And year after year after year after year, we're not deluding ourselves to think that. But as I said earlier, you never know what happens if you keep the game close heading into the fourth quarter.
So it's going to be with Parker. I think you hit on another thing, the receivers. I think they're doing much better on the routes. They understand. I think they know the routes better. They know how to come off of those. They know what the situation calls for at any given time. And I think they're approaching things with a little more confidence than just kind of feel their way around, as was the case maybe in the first couple of 3 games.
And I think because we've got young receivers, learning to run a route is not hard. But in running that route, you have to be able to know when to break it off, when to make the cut. If you've got your defensive back on you kind of pinned to the one side, break inside, giving Luke a chance to pick up on that and deliver the ball. And I think that we are making great strides, and our receivers trying to get open and are getting open.
Another thing that's going to be really important for Caldwell County tonight is the play of Jameis Carnahan.
He's by far, and Camden Wolford and the linebackers on defense, but Jameis on offense has really got to. Hopefully, he can have a 100-yard game tonight. That would be huge for the Tigers' effort here tonight in Mayfield.
Carnahan, the workhorse so far for Caldwell County, almost doubled the carries of any other player so far this season. He has 73 carries on the year, 376 yards, averaging almost 63 yards a game. Only played a half last week, had a good first half against Ballard Memorial, but this kid runs hard every time he touches the football.
He's a complete football player, tough on defense, leaves it all on the field, and that's what you want to ask of anybody stepping onto the football field, to give it your best. And Jameis has an edge about himself as well.
Senior night here at Mayfield, as we have about 27 minutes before we kick this one off. And the folks up here in the press box told us Mayfield only has 9 seniors off a number 1 ranked team in 2A, Bob. So that doesn't bode well for their future opponents next season.
Right, that was disappointing to hear that. We were hoping they'd have about 25.
Absolutely. We thought we had an hour's worth of senior night. That would be great tonight, but only 9 seniors for this talented Mayfield squad. Caldwell County at 1-5 on the season. Of course, Mayfield 6-0, and in the AP poll ranked number 1. They're right behind Beechwood as far as the RPI goes in 2A. So it's a team that's going to put some points on the board. Caldwell County's defense is going to have to come up like they did last week with some turnovers.
We're going to have turnovers tonight. We're going to have Mayfield make some mistakes, which is certainly not typical of a Mayfield football team. And then we have to have a little bit of ball control and the ability to capitalize on third downs and keep these chains moving.
Just over 26 minutes before we kick this one off, we're going to take a break here on the Farmers Bank pregame show. When we come back, we'll talk about a couple of players to watch for tonight for Mayfield. We'll also check the area schedule. Some big games on tap tonight, including a test for Trigg County trying to stay undefeated as they'll take on Paducah Tillman. All of that still to come here on the Farmers Bank pregame show on WPKY.
December 10th impacted our community in a way that we will never forget. Much was lost that night, some of which can never be replaced. In the days since, we have witnessed something that can never be taken away. The pride of our community, the resiliency of our people, and their resolve to rebuild. The road to recovery has begun, and Farmers Bank wants to do our part to help those impacted by the storm. Let us walk you through the process with our Rebuild Construction Loan Special. Call us or apply online to get started. This is Jeff McDaniels, Farmers Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Life is filled with moments we share with those we love, worry about, and strive to protect the most. At Woodman Life, we provide life insurance and retirement products to help protect you and your family so that you can enjoy all the moments to come.
This is Josh Ray, your local Woodman Life agent. Come see us at 1009 West Main Street or give us a call at 365-6111.
Certain eligibility and age restrictions apply. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society, Omaha, Nebraska.
Your local McDonald's wants you to know that they are ready to serve you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dine-in or the drive-thru is always open, and they offer curbside pickup service. To avoid the wait in the drive-thru, you can download the McDonald's app and try curbside pickup. Stop in soon and enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at your local McDonald's. Proud to be a part of this community. McDonald's of Princeton, proud supporters of the Caldwell County Tigers.
Do you want to get into the best shape of your life? Okay, let's be honest. You just want to get into some kind of shape? Then now's the time to get to Trilogy Performance Sports and take advantage of their $100 monthly family plan. This offer allows every member of the family living in the house to use the facilities at Trilogy as well as join the classes. What a deal! Don't wait. Get in shape. This offer is only for the month of September, so start exercising now and run to Trilogy Performance Sports to sign up. For more information, go to trilogyperformancesports.com.
Hey, it's Jess. Join me weekday mornings from 6 to 9. We'll get you ready to start your day with sticky notes and local, regional, and national news updates at 6:30 and 7:30. Complete weather-rich forecast, jump in a Wayback Machine, birthdays and anniversaries at 7:30. Catch up with Community Calendar and cover local issues, events, and even share the love with Coffee Talk at 8 a.m. Everything you need to know and a whole lot of fun. Start your day with us at 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Community Medical Clinic is excited to cheer on the Tigers all season long. Go Tigers from Community Medical Clinic.
Back to the Farmers Bank pregame show as we get set for the Tigers and the Cardinals live from Mayfield tonight. Just over 23 minutes to go before we kick this one off. Farmers Bank and Trust Company, of course, your home for the Tiger debit card, the card that gives back to future athletes of Caldwell County. Bob Mayfield comes into tonight with a 6-0 record. Some of the stats are just overwhelming if you look at it and you know you have to face this team tonight. 6-0 on the season. They've only given up 54 points all year, and they have only allowed 291 rushing yards. Only two games that one game that's really been close on Mayfield's 6-0 start so far, a 16-14 win over, I think, an underrated Paducah Tillman squad. Everything else has been close to a running clock or a running clock.
And that's what you normally expect out of a Mayfield football team year after year after year, is that that's going to happen. Especially pleased to see the score of the Tillman game. We were talking earlier off air. Tillman gets to play Union County tonight, and we'll see what kind of a team Union County has after they ran roughshod over us about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think actually that's probably next week that Paducah Tillman plays them. They've got Trigg County tonight. That's one of the games we'll look at here in just a little bit. That's going to be interesting. Trigg County off to their best start in a long time at 6-0. So we'll see how that one plays out. A couple of players for Mayfield tonight, Bob. It's going to start with the quarterback, and that is Zane Cartwright, having a great year, 60 out of 96. Passing 815 yards on the season, averaging almost 136 yards a game. But I think his most impressive stat right now, 9 touchdowns to 1 interception.
He's a complete player and an underclassman. He's a junior, and he's got several targets that he can throw to, Dennis. So we can't ignore the fact that he can hurt you by running out of the pocket. But we've got to play pass defense tonight.
Absolutely, and Brajon Dabney is a big target for him. He leads the team in catches with 18, averages about 35 yards a game, but the kid is clutch. If he gets it thrown to him and can touch it, he's probably going to bring it in.
We've seen him on the basketball team. He's on the baseball team and doing well on the football team, also an underclassman. So we've got to know where 5 or 6 of the Mayfield players are at every opportunity. Linebackers and defensive backs have to know who they're up against and what their coverage is, and we've got to tackle tonight too.
Absolutely, because you know Mayfield's going to tackle. That's one of the things they are known for. Every year when we play them, we bring up how they wrap runners up, and we've got to do the same thing tonight. When Mayfield runs the football, they're averaging 200 yards a game on the ground as well. Jutarius Starks, I think, is another junior.
He is a junior.
Kid's averaging almost 100 yards a game, 98 yards a ball game, and he is a workhorse.
And they also have other runners, Miki Dumas, number 5, 36 carries this year, 240 yards, 3 touchdowns. All these kids are averaging an atrocious 7, 8, 9, 10 yards a carry. Number 32, Caden Morris, 31 carries, 205 yards, 6 touchdowns. So they are a complete football team, and linebackers have to tackle tonight. Defensive front will have to seal holes to keep them from breaking long ones.
You know, Mayfield's going to bring a good offense to the ball game. What we can't do is let this game turn into, say, a Union County game where that one got away from us in the first quarter with big plays. You've got to, you know, Mayfield's going to make some plays, they're going to make some first downs, but make them burn 7, 8, 9 minutes on a drive instead of a 50-yard pass play to Dabney that gets you a touchdown with a minute to go.
I think that would be, in my mind, a nice effort to see if that can get done tonight. Not just give them a 2-play or a 3-play drive and be able to make them run 6, 7, 8 minutes off the clock if they score. But we've got to be able to tackle. The Union County game was just a poor exhibition and tackling, one of the worst Caldwell County exhibitions of tackling I've seen in a long time.
We said we were going to talk about a couple of the games before we go to our next break. Tonight around the area, McCracken County at Davis County. Pretty interesting game here. Murray at Fort Campbell tonight. Fort Campbell's improved. Murray down a little bit. They've got some kids playing some college ball. That one may be closer than a lot of people think tonight.
And 2 of our opponents still to play this year. So
absolutely.
We are really interested
for Caldwell County.
Yes.
You and I think. Marshall County at Henderson County. Madisonville North at Hopkinsville will be another interesting ball game. Todd Central at Catholic. And the one, you've got Union and Webster, but the one that I've really got my eye on tonight, hopefully we'll keep up with some scores on, is Trigg County at Paducah Tillman.
And we'll see, we'll be able to judge. I know Tillman's had 1 or 2 injuries and also 3 losses in a row, so they may be wired to stop that trend tonight. Poor Trigg County if they're the ones that happens to be in their way. But we'll get a little judge of what Trigg County can be tonight, even though they're undefeated.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best 2 and 3 team you're going to find in the state in Paducah Tillman going into action tonight. 18 minutes before we kick this one off, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, it'll be our first field report with Todd and Gary. That's next here on the Farmers Bank pregame show.
Hey, sports fans, you wouldn't want your favorite sports team to play only offense or defense. When it comes to insurance, why settle for someone that can handle only your auto policy? At Goodwin Insurance, they take care of all your insurance needs. You deserve someone that provides comprehensive coverage and is working alongside you in your community. Contact them today for a quote.
Goodwin Insurance of Princeton, Cadiz, or Marion, or online at insurewithgoodwin.com.
Depositing checks into your Planters Bank checking account just got even easier. In addition to stopping by any of our convenient locations, you can now deposit checks for free, even on the go. It's like having a Planters Bank teller wherever you are. With a simple snap from your smartphone's camera, your check deposit is in the bank. Planters Bank Deposit. Reason number 43 that Planters is the bank where you can expect great things. Member FDIC.
You Ride in Princeton just might buy your vehicle. They are always looking for quality inventory. So if you would like to sell yours, talk to the nice folks at You Ride. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, You Ride is here. They are hometown proud and here to deliver the same great customer service they always have. Stop by or call for an appointment with one of their sales specialists. Call 270-365-3018. On the lot financing is available. You can even apply online at uridesales.com. You Ride on the Marion Road in Princeton, hometown proud.
Are you struggling to afford health care or medications? Let Health First help you. Whether you are insured, uninsured, or underinsured, you will still be cared for at Health First Community Health Center. We offer financial and prescription assistance to all those that qualify, which is based on income and household size. Contact our office at 1-877-667-7017 for more information, or visit our website, healthfirstchc.net. Same-day appointments and walk-ins are welcome. At Health First, your health is our first concern.
Saturday mornings at 9, we're talking sports at the Biscuit Barn and Ice Cream Eatery. Join Todd Griffin along with your Caldwell County football coaches for the live Saturday morning quarterback. Be part of the conversation in person or on 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Good luck, Tigers. Have a great season. From Treasures Remembered.
Welcome back to the Farmers Bank pregame show as we get set for the Tigers and the Cardinals tonight from Mayfield. Farmers Bank and Trust Company, your home of the Tiger Debit Card, the card that gives back to future athletes of Caldwell County. Just about 15 minutes before we kick this one off, want to do our injury report tonight, which is always brought to you by Caldwell Medical Center. Caldwell Medical Associates Orthopedic Clinic is your one-stop shop for orthopedic care to get you back out on the field. Their skilled team of providers have all the experience and knowledge necessary to treat and diagnose a wide range of orthopedic services. Caldwell Medical Associates is a proud sponsor of Caldwell County Athletics. And for the injury report, I'll turn it over to Bob.
Thank you, Dennis. According to Coach Barnes, we are as healthy tonight as we've been all year. Key players that have been out for 1 game, 2 games here and there are all back in action tonight. So we look forward to having a full complement of players.
And that's going to help us as we can do some substituting on that line from time to time tonight. I want to remind everybody that our Power Line Play of the Week is brought to you by C3 Electric. C3 Electric sells and services Generac generators, new construction, remodels, and much more. With over 25 years of experience, you can trust C3 Electric for quality service and installation. Beautiful night here in Mayfield, temperature in the mid-60s as we get set for the Tigers and the Cardinals here tonight. And time now for our first Go Green Field report of the evening. For that, let's send it down to Todd on the sideline.
All right, Dennis, thanks. We're down here on the sideline at War Memorial Stadium in Mayfield. And, Gary, the first thing we noticed when we got here tonight is there's new facilities on the visitor sideline.
I don't know what you can see from the video, but behind Todd and me, we have a new facility with a concession stand and nice new bathrooms. So the porta potty experience that I've known for so many years, I'll just have to wait till another time and another place.
That was the first thing we saw when we actually pulled in and parked is, hey, there's a new building on the far side.
Yes, and the lights all seem to work, so I guess we won't have to talk for 20 minutes. Maybe 3 or 4 minutes will be enough tonight.
Yeah, last time we had to do our comedy routine for about 20 minutes because a big section of lights went out. Hopefully we don't get that tonight.
Yeah, but my Who's on First doesn't work. It's not baseball season, so I don't know what I've got to offer to this party, but it's going to be another exciting game in Mayfield. We're playing the number 1 team in is it the AP?
Yes.
So work's cut out for us. Let's see how much progress we've made, and let's see how we roll through the district schedule. We're 1-0, and let's see how high a seed we can get because every matchup looks pretty bad in the playoffs, that's for certain.
Well, first of all, talking about playing Mayfield, it's always difficult to come down here. And sometimes you look up in the stands on the Mayfield side and you think, well, there's not that big a crowd here. But they're not in the stands. You know, a lot of times they're around the field. You have a different look. They surround the field, and, you know, Mayfield fans are yelling at you the whole time you're trying to play. And it can be an intimidating atmosphere, and Mayfield's usually pretty good too.
I think that the intimidation factor is something they thrive on. I think they enjoy us walking down into their historic stadium. They like the surrounding atmosphere. And, you know, they don't just yell at us. I think they yell at referees, sometimes even their own players. So it's a pretty interesting dynamic that you just don't get very often. But they can back it up most years, and looks like this year's another year where they foresee a deep run in the playoffs, and we're just going to have to step up and see what we can accomplish this week against a very good opponent.
Yeah, Mayfield's not 6-0 by accident. Caldwell County at 1-5, as been mentioned on the pregame show already, and struggling a little bit, but got a win last week, and you know then your reward is coming down here to Mayfield. But big long shot tonight for the Tigers, but hey, that's why we're here.
Well, even if it is a long shot, you're here to see improvement. Football is a yardstick game to me. Yes, there are yards marked on the field, but when you have such a weekly scenario of this game week to week preparation, you're not always playing against the opponent, you're playing against yourself, and you're playing against the standard. we know that even after this week, we have 2 huge district games that are going to determine where we play and whom we play. And we want to be rolling into the playoffs in the right way after the Trig game, of course, for senior night, the 139 Bowl. So what are you trying to accomplish here other than winning? It's improvement. Every week, are we going to be better than we were the previous weeks?
Well, and we are right in the middle of district play, and it's never too early to start looking ahead to see how those playoff matchups might shake out.
No, we've got 2 games we've got our eyes on in the second district because as opposed to the previous couple of years, our playoff opponent will be from the second district. We're going to go inter-district. So the way I look at it, the games tonight over with the OCATH and, is it Hancock? Todd County and OCATH. McLean is out of district. That would leave Butler and Hancock playing. That's going to have a lot to determine whom we end up playing in the first round of the playoffs, whether it be a home game, road game. We don't know, but it's going to be interesting. And it looks like we're about time to start the national anthem by the Mayfield Band. Is that correct?
Yes. Caldwell County and Mayfield tonight here at War Memorial Stadium, and now the national anthem. Mayfield Band with the national anthem here tonight as the Tigers get ready to take on the Mayfield Cardinals. Getting back to our playoff projections, looks like Owensboro Catholic probably the number 1 seed from the other district. That makes that Hancock-Butler game tonight probably for the 2 and the 3. McLean County maybe number 4 over there. On this side of the draw, though, I mean, you're probably looking at Mayfield as number 1, but I think number 2 still in play for the Tigers.
The next 2 games are most likely going to determine whether we get a home playoff game in the first round. As the teams have played more of their schedule, we're starting to see that Murray and Fort Campbell may be kind of in the same pot as Caldwell, that really we're going to have to determine it on the field, that there's no true hierarchy that we can predict without the games. So we have some common opponents, we have some common results. So I think this game, you've got to look at it as, if you can't win it, how can you best prepare yourself to get the number 2 seed?
Yeah, you get the game at Fort Campbell next week, and then you get the game at home against Murray. And again, you're sitting there looking at a number 2 seed and a home playoff game this season. So after that 0-5 start, it'd be sweet to be playing at home in the first round of the playoffs.
I think if we could get second in the district and get the home playoff game, I think that would give us huge momentum against Trigg. And then you've got a chance to, who knows, get a home playoff win and get these seniors out on the right foot. It's been a tough season for them, but I think that the second half of the season could portend much better than the first.
So, guys, we're going to do a little scoreboard watching tonight. Keep up with some interesting games. You guys talked a little bit about Trigg and Paducah-Tillman. I think that's going to be interesting over in the Class 3A First District because Tillman, Trigg, and Union, I think, all think they have a shot at the number 1 seed. And the way things shake out in Class 2A's First and Second District will be big, too. So we'll keep an eye on that. Guys, back up to you.
All right, thank you, Todd and Gary, for that report down on the field. That's a Go Green Field report. Just under 9 minutes before we kick this one off tonight from Mayfield between the Tigers and the Cardinals. Bob, I'm going to let you tell the fine folks about the sponsors for our coin toss tonight.
The coin toss has been for the entire year, sponsored by Farless Realty. Are you ready to sell your home? Call Farless Realty today and let a realtor sell it for you. Ready to buy a home? Don't waste precious time. Farless Realty can help, and interest rates are still reasonably low. They will work hard to find you a home that will fit you and your family and your budget. Contact Farless Realty at 270-365-5058 or stop by 323 South Jefferson Street in Princeton. Check out all their listings on Facebook and at farlessrealty.com.
8 minutes before we kick this one off, that's going to wrap it up for the Farmers Bank pregame show. Farmers Bank and Trust Company, home of the Tiger debit card, the card that gives back to future athletes of Caldwell County. Their team wants to wish the Tigers good luck this season and to let you know they are there to support you. You can bank on it. We'll take a break. When we come back, it'll be prayer time, kickoff, and more action right here on your home for Tiger football, 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Caldwell Medical Associates' new Katawa Orthopedic Clinic is your one-stop shop for orthopedic care. Our team of medical professionals can diagnose and treat a wide range of orthopedic care and get you back on the path to a happier, healthier you. Whether you need basic fracture care or osteoporosis management, a sports physical, or back pain treatment, we've got you covered. To learn more or to schedule an appointment with an orthopedic provider, visit caldwellmedical.com. Tomorrow, Coach Stoops and the Cats head south to Oxford for an early day SEC battle. Ole Miss Rebels and your Kentucky Wildcats.
UK hits the gridiron, taking on Ole Miss tomorrow. All the coverage begins at 9 o'clock on WKDZRadio.com and
106.5 WKDZ.
Bradley Furniture wishes all the Tigers good luck this season.
Welcome back to Mayfield, Kentucky, as we get set for the Tigers and the Cardinals tonight here from Mayfield. Dennis Stevens and Bob Hayes here with you for the call. We have Todd and Gary down on the sideline for all of our Go Green Field reports this evening. John Miller in the truck with us, and back at the station, Bryce Thompson. So the whole crew out tonight. Bob, and WPKY really puts a lot of folks in on Friday night to bring the best coverage we can. We hope everybody enjoys it tonight. Internet turned out to be really good here tonight, so we are going to live stream this one on WPKYonline.com. Hope everybody has a chance to tune in and check that out in a game that Caldwell County comes into tonight, Bob, at 1-5. But this is a game, kind of what Gary said a little bit. The players expect to win it. The average fan knows that Mayfield is an uphill battle anytime you play them ranked number one again this season. But you want to come out tonight and do things well and get some confidence that you can take in to next week's Fort Campbell game, the following week's Murray game, that could increase the standings where we come in as a 2 seed and host a playoff game instead of going on the road in the next district.
I think so, Dennis. I think there are some, even if we lose the game tonight, there are a lot of intangibles that we can take out of the game tonight, such as improvement. Did we improve tonight from last week and leading into the following week? What do we do well tonight? What do we need to work on and correct to as the season wears on? So it's, and you always want to play the best. That I think that's very helpful to these young kids right now to get involved with that and see what a good team, how they hold themselves, comport themselves, and so it's on all fronts. It's a very interesting game for the Tigers tonight.
Well, I think Coach Barnes said something interesting during your interview earlier tonight. He said, "Don't go out and be nervous about this game." We all know, anybody that's played sports, you get a little bit of nerves before any game. We get a little nerves calling these games. We're probably around 80 games deep since we took over for Bridgie and Danny several years ago. But it's still a game that you want to get ready for. You want to do your best. You want to perform your best every time a game comes up. And that's going to be something that Caldwell County has to get over early, is nerves tonight, if they have any, against a highly rated Mayfield team.
Absolutely right. When the bright lights come on, you've got to be ready to play. You can't be all struck for one quarter and a half of that. So I hope these young kids have made that determination that that's not going to be a part of their situation tonight, and that we are ready to play.
Officials are on the field at midfield. Coach Barnes and Coach Morris getting together now at midfield. I think they're going to – is this going back to kind of an old school coin toss, Bob? If it is, Todd, if you know anything about the coin toss or what they're going over down there, you're welcome to jump in on this, but we haven't had this probably since the first games of COVID.
Now, I wish I would have run out there real quick and saw what was going on, but at least we'll kind of get, a look and see exactly what happened. Coach Will Barnes making the call right now, and the referee showing him the coin, and here we go. It looks like Mayfield won it and deferred. So we get the ball first.
So Caldwell County will have the football, and we'll see Luke Parker come out. Bob, thank you for that, Todd, and that Go Green field report with the coin toss. Bob, Luke has really improved so far this season. I want to take a second to say that you're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY Princeton. Just about 2:40 left before we kick this one off. Luke has really shown some improvement. Tonight is a chance for him to really take that next step up. You're a little over midway through the season, and he's learned a lot. Let's see it put on display tonight.
We've said all session long here, Dennis, that it's a great learning experience, a great tool. He's had 6 games under his belt, so let's take another step positive forward tonight.
Time now for tonight's prayer before the ball game. Holy God, thank you for another Friday night. We ask that you protect each student that steps on the field tonight, and we also ask that you bless the efforts of each student in ways they never thought possible.
And further, Lord, we ask you to give comfort to those people suffering from COVID, to those people suffering due to the Hurricane Ian hitting the Florida Peninsula, the South Carolina, North Carolina coast. We also ask you to give comfort to the families disrupted by the tornado last year. And also, we ask courage and sportsmanship to the players, patience and understanding to the coaches, wisdom and knowledge to the game officials, and lastly, peace to us all. We ask these things in your precious name. Amen.
Amen. A minute and a half to go before we kick this one off. Tonight's kickoff is brought to you by Purcell Tire. Let's kick off this season with a vehicle checkup with Purcell Tire in Princeton. Keep your vehicle running great so that you'll never be late for school, work, or the ball game with the help of Purcell Tire, Highway 62 West in Princeton. Appreciate those guys. They got me back on the road this week with a valve stem problem, so great folks out at Purcell Tire. 1 minute till kickoff. We'll be back right after this.
It's a Friday tradition. The smell of popcorn is in the air. The WPKY sports crew is ready. Get on your feet, Tiger fans. It's kickoff time. Caldwell County Tiger football is on the air. Don't miss a moment of tonight's action. Listen live on the free WPKY app, worldwide at WPKYonline.com, and on the air at 1580 103.3 WPKY.
We are ready for kickoff. Ball teed up at the 40. They may let a little time kick off the clock here. They had the senior night ceremony.
And while we're having a little time run off the clock, Dennis, first quarter is going to be brought to us by Cozy Living. Interiors and Boutique has been under the ownership and management of Pam and Hab Hammerlock for the past 3 years. Beautiful furniture, bedding, accessories, and gifts. They are your local U-Haul dealer. Cozy Living, everything a home should be. And now, as we get ready for the opening kickoff, I'll turn it back over to my partner and friend, Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. Perfect timing on that. Zeros on the clock. We're about to get this one underway here from Mayfield. Caldwell County will receive. They will be going left to right on the radio dial here to start the first quarter. Don't forget the live stream in action tonight on WPKYonline.com. Mayfield approaches. Kick is in the air, and we are underway. It's going to come to the near sideline. A little bit of reverse action going on by Caldwell County. They get across the 20 and out of bounds. That was Jameis Carnahan getting it up to the 22-yard line of Caldwell County. Ball initially fielded by Xavier Bumpus. So, Bob, it looks like Caldwell County is going to take this night, pull out all the stops. They do it on the first play of the game, and they'll take over from the 22-yard line. Caldwell's offense at the far sideline getting ready to come out. Tigers get set with Luke Parker at quarterback.
Have you seen the play clocks, Dennis?
I have not. Parker's going to go out of the gun. Carnahan to his left shoulder. Compact set. Carnahan takes it. Tries to go up the middle, has good yardage on first down across the 25 and out to the 26-yard line. Good blocking there. Nice hole opened up for Carnahan on first down. So second down coming up. 2nd and 5 is what we'll call it. Nice run to open the game up for Jameis Carnahan. Bob, we talked about him, gets the majority of the carries for Caldwell County and runs hard with every play.
2nd and 5, which is, again, one of these situations we talked about. 5 yards here, 3 yards there, 4 yards, you have a first down.
Trip set out to the left, single receiver to the right. Parker fakes the handoff. This one's tipped at the line and knocked down. We'll see if Mayfield was able to catch it before it hit the ground. Mayfield saying they came up with it, and it is a turnover off a deflection. Mayfield gets the interception with the ball at the 30-yard line of Caldwell County. Just a bad break for the Tigers as that ball tipped at the line. Mayfield able to come up with it. First turnover of the evening. 11:04 still left in the first quarter. And Mayfield will come out for their first possession of the night. Zane Cartwright, the junior at quarterback. Behind him is Morris. Gets the handoff and goes straight up the middle. Flag late on the play as Morris gets across the 25 to the 24-yard line. We'll check out the flag on that one. Official coming to the sideline to give us the signal. Face mask against Caldwell County. So that will tack on at the end of that run and put Mayfield in the red zone as the ball will be spotted at the Caldwell 19-yard line. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Morris, the tailback, behind Cartwright. Morris takes a handoff, lowers his head at the line, hits the hole, and picks up about 3 tough yards, maybe 4, down to the 15-yard line. Caldwell making the hits, but that's one thing about Mayfield, too. If you don't make that hit, they're going to either turn out of it, spin out of it, or just power out of it. So we've really got to wrap the football up tonight.
2nd and 5 for Mayfield Cardinals from the Tiger 15.
Cartwright out of the gun. Morris behind him. Flare out to the right side, complete. Still on his feet at the 10, inside the 10, down at the 5-yard line. And that was number 4, Brajon Dabney. Bob, that's a player you talked about seeing highlights just about every time you see a Mayfield highlight on television. It's Dabney.
And he knows what to do after he catches it as well, Dennis.
Cartwright comes back in from the sideline with the play. Morris still in the backfield. He'll go to the left shoulder of Cartwright. Dabney split out to the right. It's Isaac Stevenson to the left. Handoff up the middle. Not in, but close is Mayfield as they get it down. Looks like, Bob, they're going to spot this one at about the 1-yard line.
Pickup of 4 yards on the ground. And I'm not sure that could have been a pass, Dennis. Was that a pitch forward or was it a handoff?
We'll leave that to the stat crew to decide. How's that one?
Pass the buck.
Pass the buck, exactly right. Power option with Cartwright under center. Little wishbone set up, and it's a touchdown, Mayfield. Morris with the touchdown, and Mayfield on the board with 9:44 to go in the first quarter. Mayfield scores off the Caldwell County turnover. Cardinals will come out with the extra point attempt. They're going to do the offset line like so many teams do now. They'll come back center up. And it's going to be, Bob, do you have number 80 on your?
Number 80.
I thought it was Christian King. I've got him. It's a sophomore place kicker for Mayfield. He will try to tack on the extra point. Snap is back. It's a good snap. Kick is up. It's low, but it is good. 9:44 left in the first quarter. Mayfield 7, Caldwell nothing. Back after this.
KFC Princeton, offering their amazing fried chicken and all the fix-its. You can dine in or call your order for pickup inside or use their convenient drive-thru. Your local KFC is located on the Marion Road in Princeton. Whether you enjoy a quick lunch or take dinner home or maybe take something to a friend in need, they're always ready to help. They're also looking for team members at KFC. Ask about becoming a member of their team. KFC on the Marion Road, where they appreciate your support and they are Princeton strong.
Hey, it's Tess. Join me weekday mornings from 6 to 9. We like playing games, but we love making winners.
Look at you go, girl!
You did great, girl. You did wonderful.
You got it.
That's exciting.
Everything you need to know and a whole lot of fun. Start your day with us. Weekday mornings, 6 to 9. What station made you winner this morning?
WPKY.
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 WPKY in Princeton.
WPKY.
Go with the good old America, WPKY.
And welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. Mayfield setting to kick off the ball to the Tigers. The Tigers will be going from left to right on your radio dial when they take the ball. And for the call, Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. Ball in play. This time it's going straight to Carnahan. Carnahan receives it. Little pitch, and it's going to be taken around the far sideline. That is Bumpus. Gets it across the 25-yard line. I think they're going to maybe spot it at the 25. So Caldwell County trying to try some new stuff here tonight. 2 straight kickoffs where they have done a little pitch to change direction. Let's call it the 26 is where they're going to spot this one. 1st and 10 as Parker brings the offense back out for Caldwell County. Chambliss is going to split out to the nearest sideline, nearest the broadcast booth. 2 receivers to the far side. Bumpus all the way away. Hand off to the inside receiver. Gets around the 25 up to the 26, tripped up from behind. And that is going to be number 81 for Caldwell County. And 81 is Luke Maddox. And, Bob, that's a young man that's getting a lot more playing time the last couple of weeks.
And playing well, too, Dennis. He one guy could have beaten him another 10 yards downfield before he was going to get hit. Good run.
Yeah, he was a shoestring tackle away from making a really good first down play out of that one. Parker's going to take the snap with Carnahan set up behind him. 1 receiver each side, little movement on the line. That was going to blow dead. I think Mayfield jumped on that one. We'll see what the call is. Whitecap official says it is indeed against Mayfield, so that should give Caldwell County a first down as it was 2nd and 4. We'll see if they move the chains on this one.
It's at the 31. Oh, it's we took over at the 25.
Oh, that's right. Excuse me. Looking at the scoreboard, they had that one a little bit off on there. So it is Caldwell County now 2nd down. Hand off to Carnahan. Carnahan finds a hole, and 1 tackle away again, Bob, from breaking that one down the field. He's going to come down at the 34-yard line.
And 1 yard short, maybe 2 yards short.
See if Caldwell County keeps the offense on the field or if they punt this one away.
This is
it's
third
down.
down.
Excuse me. I've got to get this scoreboard out of my sight. They've got it switched back now. Caldwell County with Parker. Looks like Mayfield's going to bring some pressure. Parker takes a snap. Fakes a handoff, rolls to his right. He's going to be chased all over the field, throws it away, and hit as he lets go of it. Nobody down the field open for Caldwell County, and it is going to be 4th down now for the Tigers. Bob, he rolled and looked up and saw a minimum of, 4 or 5 black jerseys.
A minimum.
In pursuit.
Exactly. He did the right thing in getting rid of the ball.
4th down and 2 for the Tigers. 7:49 left to play in the first quarter. 7-0 Mayfield as they turned an interception into some points after a short drive.
We're apparently going to go for it, Dennis. Or
see if he's trying to draw them off sides.
Yeah.
See if they actually do snap. He puts a player in motion, does make the snap. It's going to be a little flea flicker back to Parker from Bumpus, and it's going to be enough for a first down. Lake Barkley CrossFit first down. You can never be too healthy, too strong, or in too good a health. Lake Barkley CrossFit has classes designed for anyone at any fitness level and always free to come and try. Caldwell County getting to the back pages of the playbook early tonight as they pick up a first down.
I remember seeing those guys work on that play a couple of weeks ago in practice. Wasn't expecting to see it in the first quarter tonight, but always interesting to have it in your back pocket.
Or on 4th down. Caldwell County, 1st and 10. Hand off to Carnahan up the middle. Not much there, maybe a yard as he's pushed back.
But it's ball control, Dennis, and the clock keeps moving.
Absolutely. You come out of the first quarter within 7 of Mayfield. I think Coach Barnes would take that trade off any day. Ball's going to be spotted at the 38-yard line.
No gain on the play, so 2nd and 10 for the Tigers.
Parker with Carnahan in the backfield. Going to go with a stacked receiver set of Chambliss and Bumpus to the right side. 2nd and 10 as Parker takes a snap. Quick hit to Bumpus. Bumpus turns, looks up the field, shakes one tackle, still on his feet across the 40 and thrown back. But I think forward progress is going to give him.
No, they're going to mark it
should
here.
Be at least past the 40, but the side official, you're right, Bob's going to spot it at the 39, but we saw clearly Bumpus across the 40-yard line.
Before he was grabbed and thrown back.
And the center official is going to bring that up.
Okay.
So it is spotted at the 41-yard line. 6:07 left in the first quarter. Tigers with their second possession of the evening. 7-0 Mayfield. Caldwell County, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Carnahan to the left shoulder, and I think Caldwell saw something they didn't like. They're going to take their first timeout of the evening. We'll keep it right here and tell you about our timeout sponsor, which is Travis Construction and Concrete. For all of your construction and concrete needs, as well as driveways, porches, foundations, basement walls, decorative concrete, remodels, and more. Good luck, Tigers, and here's to building a successful year from Travis Construction and Concrete. A timeout with 5:53 left in the first quarter. Caldwell trails Mayfield 7-0 here in Mayfield. And Bob, the first turnover was actually a tip ball at the line. Could have been a 50-50 ball. Caldwell County had a player in the same area. It was just a fight. Mayfield able to come up with it and put points on the board. But I like Caldwell County's approach tonight. They've tried the reverse 2 times now on kickoffs. They've gone with the old flea flicker play back to Parker for a first down on 4th down. So Caldwell County's going to throw everything that they can tonight at Mayfield.
And we've controlled the ball for the last 4 minutes, too. That's another positive that we can take forward.
Yeah, the longer your offense is on, the longer Mayfield's is not. And that's going to be a recipe for any success we may have tonight. Players back on the field. Parker keeps it himself, back up the middle. Good run across the 45 and hit at the 46-yard line. See if he got a little bit more after the hit.
I think they're going to mark it about the 48.
So that
which is close to a first down.
Should be enough for a first. No, I think they're going to spot it a little bit short, is it?
I don't know. No,
they're moving the chain, so it is enough for a Lake Barkley CrossFit first down. Parker picked his way down the field.
The third first down of this drive, so we're liking what we're seeing.
Chains are moved and the clock back to running with 5:15 left to play in the first quarter. Parker has Carnahan to his left side. 2 receivers to the left. Carnahan takes a handoff, hits the line, and not much there. In fact, may have lost about a yard on the play.
I think they are going to mark it back at the 47.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 11 for the Tigers. Tough line for Mayfield. They carry some size.
Number 40 looking down from here is a big old guy, Ethan Kemp. Number 40, one of the defensive linemen for Mayfield.
2 receivers each way for the Tigers. Chambliss, the nearest side receiver. Parker looks down the field, goes over to Bumpus on the far sideline. Bumpus near midfield before he's brought down. A flag comes in after the catch.
Think a face mask on that one, guys.
We will take it. They're going to spot the ball at the 49-yard line of Caldwell County, but the penalty will move us into Mayfield territory for the first time tonight. Clock stops with 4 minutes, 20 seconds left in the first quarter. 7-0 Mayfield. Just a 5-yard penalty on that. The ball is now spotted at the 46-yard line of the Cardinals. Caldwell County Comes to the line with Parker. Carnahan directly behind him. Extra tight end as Mayfield shows pressure. Up the middle, it's a handoff to Carnahan. Gets it to the left side, hit, and still dragging a tackler across the 45 down to the 44-yard line.
Maybe even the 43. We'll see where they.
Good hard run by the Tigers.
To the 42.
We like it. Well, anybody want to say 41? Now they're going to back it up to the 43-yard line. It's almost like an auction going on here for a little bit. See if we can get one more yard out of it. 3.5 to go in the first quarter.
3rd and 1 for the Tigers.
Into the ball game for Caldwell County is number 3, Cooper Mobley, as a blocker. Pass in and out of the hands. I think that was Mobley. Little pass right out to the first down marker, incomplete. So 4th and 1 for the Tigers. Incompletion stops the clock with 3:11 to play in the first quarter. Good release by Parker.
Yeah, but nice throw, and it was great catch by Mobley. He just got hit at the wrong time.
Yeah, I think he had that in the bread basket, just got popped in the back. So Caldwell County going for it on 4th and 1. Quick hit to Bumpus with the handoff over to Carnahan. Carnahan's going to come up with a loss back to the 45-yard line. And turnover on downs. We'll give it to the Cardinals. So Caldwell took a lot of time on that drive, Bob, down to 3:03 in the first quarter, but unable to turn it to any points. And Mayfield will bring the offense back out on the field with Zane Cartwright, the junior quarterback. It's going to be Morris behind him. Cartwright goes over the middle, complete in Caldwell territory, and a flag after the tackle. It was Parker on the tackle at the 32-yard line. I think that was Stevenson.
I wonder what the
that
flag.
was number 18. We'll get his number. Little discussion on the penalty flag. I don't know what they called it on. It looked like a good tackle by Luke Parker in the secondary.
There was nothing not in the head area or anything.
Yeah, they need to waive this one off, guys. I think that's just an over-aggressive official making a call because there was a big hit.
I think that's what they're doing, Todd.
They may be picking that one up. You're right, because the receiver had to stretch out for it. The pass was a little bit high. Oh, it's against Mayfield now.
Whoa.
Personal foul. And they're going to mark it back off against Caldwell County. The personal foul was on the Tigers.
So they're going to mark it off from the line of scrimmage into Tiger territory.
And the ball is spotted first down at the 40-yard line of Caldwell County. And if that was on Parker, that's a terrible call because all he did was make a good hard-nosed tackle. It's Cartwright now out of the shotgun. Hand off to Morris. Morris finds some room, cuts it back inside, and is brought down at the 31-yard line. Let's go down for a Go Green field report and see if Todd has any information on that penalty. Oh, okay. Maybe incapacitated for just a little bit. We'll get him back on the air as soon as possible. Cartwright with a little flare-out pass. Complete. Flag in from the sideline. Mayfield gets it down to the 16-yard line before he's run out of bounds. And that was Bob, number 2.
Number 2 is Novi Barnes.
Another senior receiver for Mayfield. But that flag came from deep in the secondary.
Okay, guys, I think I'm back.
All right. We were going to get some clarification on that penalty on Parker.
I'm not really sure why that went back to the previous spot. Well, unless they said it was an incomplete pass. They could have said incomplete pass and then marked off the penalty.
It looked like the kid got up with it, so I don't know what their thinking was on it, but it was a personal foul called. And now this one's got some
they're not doing anything.
Defensive holding against Caldwell County is going to move the ball.
I think they just accepted the play, waved off the penalty.
Okay,
or
this is
who knows what's going
a
on.
confusing drive by Mayfield. However you look at it, the Cardinals are going to have the football at the Tigers' 16-yard line as they move the chains. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Tigers' 16. Mayfield looking to tack on. 2:23 left in the first quarter. 7-0 Mayfield. Cartwright has Morris in the backfield. Cartwright, little out pattern down at the 10 is complete. Number 1, Isaac Stevenson, the senior wide receiver, leads the team in receiving this year at 48.2 yards a game. First down pass inside the 10 to the 8. Mayfield with second down coming up. Stevenson went out of bounds on the tackle, so the clock stops with 2:11 to play. Cartwright has Morris. Bob, I've yet to see Jutarius Starks in the ballgame. Have we called number 24?
No, it's been 32 Morris in there the whole game. There he
Morris
goes.
takes a handoff, tries to get to the outside, cuts it back up, dragged down from behind. Little extracurricular activity in the end zone. An official was going to go mark the ball, had to go break that up. And the ball is going to be spotted, looks like the 5-yard line. On the run by Morris. Starks is the leading running back for Mayfield, but yet to call his number on the field tonight. May be out of this one. We'll try to check the sidelines in between quarters. 1:58 left to play in the first. And a busted play. Davis with the stuff on Morris on that one. Cartwright turned around to hand off to one side, and Morris went to the other.
And they marked it, Dennis, at the 11?
Looks like, let's call it the 10. 134.
Second and goal for Mayfield from the Tiger 10.
A flag in the infield, or in the end zone. I'm trying to get us to baseball season as quick as I can, Bob, with the playoffs about to start. Not sure what this call is going to be. We'll check the wide hat for this one. And I'm still not sure it's against Caldwell County. Let's go down for a Go Green Field report on this one. Todd, you got anything for us?
No, I'm not really sure what that was. It came out on the far side over there, so I assumed that somebody might have said something, a player might have said something, but, you know, I hope these officials loosened up before they got on the field tonight because their arms are going to be sore at this rate.
Yeah, they're going to need some Tommy John going on, throwing all these flags like this tonight.
Maybe they should just throw in a sideline.
Mayfield with the football near the 6-yard line. Cartwright is going to go corner, has a player open. See if they call it a catch, and it is. Touchdown, Mayfield.
Flag behind the play, though.
Flag in the end zone.
This will be a holding, and so no Mayfield touchdown just yet.
All right, take that one off. That was Ben Height who did make the catch, but we're going to bring this one back. Take the points off the board.
Going to move it back to the 15 or the 20, Dennis?
Let's see where they'll end up spotting this one. Still walking around with the football. And let's call it the 18-yard line. A minute 28 left to play in the first quarter.
Still
Mayfield only with a 7-0 lead.
Still second and goal for Mayfield from the 18.
First quarter full of flags, especially the latter half of it. Cartwright has Morris to his right side, two receivers to his right. Quick outlet pass to number 4, finds some room inside, cuts it around. Now he's got some room on the outside, changes fields, and he's going to walk in. That is Brajon Dabney. Dabney with the touchdown. No flags that I can tell on that one. So that makes it 13-0 Mayfield. They'll try to tack the extra point. Dabney's just elusive and quick, Bob. He caught that ball on the right side of the field, brought it back to the middle, looked like he was going to turn it up, cut it out to the left side, and just walked in from there.
Really quick. elusive.
Score comes with 1:18 to play in the first quarter. It's going to be King in to try the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. 1:18 left in the first quarter. Cardinals 14, Tigers nothing. Back after this.
We live in one of the greatest agricultural communities in Kentucky and in the country. That comes with responsibility, especially during harvest season. Pennyrile Electric reminds you to watch for heavy farm machinery on the roads. For farmers, staying safe means surveying for overhead power lines and underground utilities when moving large or elevated equipment. And when beginning any excavation project like tiling or fence post digging. Need guidance? Call Pennyrile Electric.
This is Alan Watts with Your Ag Edge, inviting you to join me Monday through Friday at 5:30 a.m. for the WPKY Morning Ag Report. We check in daily with Caldwell County Agriculture Extension Agent Shane Bogle. Get the latest from fellow farm broadcaster Max Armstrong. Take a look at the latest livestock market reports. Hear the latest edition of Traveling to Bluegrass and check the opening grain market with Hopkins Elevator's Ben Westerfield. That's the Morning Ag Report from Your Ag Edge Network on 103.3 FM and 1580 AM WPKY.
And welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. Mayfield getting ready for their third kickoff of the first quarter. 1:18 to play in the first quarter. And for the call, my friend Dennis Stevens.
Bob, you look at how Caldwell County has played in this first quarter, and you're not really disappointed in they had a good, long, time-consuming drive. They've made some good plays, but still find themselves down by 14. This one picked up at the 15-yard line by Carnahan. Carnahan takes a hit at the 21 and is brought down right there.
No, you like the it's been a short field. The first drive for Mayfield, the second drive only went 55 yards.
Hey, guys, going back to the defenseless player call earlier, that was the call on the Luke Parker hit, and, of course, it's 2022, so we've got video on the sideline where we go back and watch that. That's a textbook hit. I mean, that's just a bad call by an official that apparently doesn't understand the rule. And I understand we're trying to protect players and that every big hit anymore you have to throw a flag, but that's just guys playing football.
You're absolutely right. Player went up high for a pass. Caldwell County in a formation I've yet to see. 3 receivers to the right, 3 to the left. He's going to go to the far side. Bumpus with the catch, and he's going to get out near the 30-yard line. I don't know how many pages are in the Caldwell County playbook, but I think we're going to see every one of them tonight, Bob.
I think we're on page 45 right now, Dennis.
Completion up to the 29-yard line. Clock ticking under a minute to go in the first quarter now. Tigers trail this one 14-0. Trip set on the far side, triangled up. You've got Chambliss on the near side. Parker again back to Bumpus. Bumpus with a nice catch of a high football. Picks up the first down on the play, out past the 35-yard line to the 37. Clock will stop while they move the chains. So Caldwell County with another Lake Barkley CrossFit first down. And they call a timeout on the field because the quarter did not end.
Whitehead done anything to signal one way or the other?
Did not see him signal a timeout, so let's just keep it right here. I want to remind everybody, maybe they smelled the pizza coming in. It smells great in here. Mayfield is always really hospitable to us every season that we get to come down here. Take really good care of us. So enjoy it here. 27.4 seconds left in the first quarter. Cardinals with a 14-0 lead. But Caldwell County has had some pretty bright moments tonight, Bob. You've got to like what you're seeing so far out of Caldwell County, even down 14 here in the first quarter. I think it's a much better performance than we put up against Union County just a couple of weeks ago.
And so far, by my count, we have 3 first downs, and we gave up, turned the ball over on downs our last possession. So, no, I think we're playing. I'm encouraged by how we're looking. We're throwing the ball really well.
Yeah, you know you're going to have to play your perfect game to beat a Mayfield team that's ranked #1 again this season in 2A.
I think Mayfield took that timeout because I saw a couple coaches down there really getting after a couple of Mayfield players.
Tigers back out on the field. Officials out there getting set. Wofford in motion. Wofford's going to join two other receivers on the far sideline. Carnahan takes the handoff, hits the right side of the line. And not much there for Jameis as he's going to be stood up at the 38-yard line. Again, Carnahan getting the majority of the carries for Caldwell County. That may take us to the end of the first quarter. I don't think Caldwell County is going to be able to get a play in with 4 seconds left. And the players will walk to the sidelines. After 1 quarter of play, it's Mayfield 14, Caldwell County nothing. Back for second quarter action after this.
Hi, this is Daniel Ingram with H&R AgriPower. Take care of your property with equipment you can count on, like the Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors. Part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup, rated #1 for reliability, and Z Series mowers and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Visit H&R AgriPower, your local Kubota dealer, for a demo today.
Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer. Take a test drive at your Kubota dealer. H&R AgriPower, Eagle Way, Hopkinsville.
At YourSportsEdge.com, we strive every day to continue to bring you the gold standard in high school sports coverage with more on your teams and your players.
Where did it show up there?
And while they are not gold, those Crystal Awards we have won for doing what we love to do are pretty cool too.
That's something we see every day.
The Kentucky Broadcasters Best Digital Product Award winner. YourSportsEdge.com.
And welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. The second quarter, I'll remind you, is going to be brought to us by Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique. Stop in and see Pam and Hab Haberlock out there. Beautiful furniture, bedding, accessories, and gifts. Hab is your local U-Haul dealer. Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, next to the bowling alley in Princeton. Everything a home should be. For the call here in the second quarter, my friend Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. Parker out of the shotgun brings Carnahan in. Also, Wofford joins the line. Hand off to Carnahan. Carnahan trying to get to the edge, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. No gain right at the 37-yard line. A lot of speed in that linebacking core for Mayfield, and they got to the edge right there with Carnahan.
Usually Jameis is able to take one step and get by that first defender, but not in that situation.
They're going to give him 1 yard on the play. Ball spotted at the 38. Two receivers to the far side. Chambliss and Wofford on the far side. Bumpus and Mobley on the near side. It's going to be Parker on the keeper, and he's going to be buried after another yard pickup. Fourth down for the Tigers coming up, just underway here in the second quarter, 14-0. Mayfield with the lead. Gain of a yard on the play. That will bring out the punt unit for Caldwell County. Dropping back for Mayfield is going to be Dabney.
This ought to be interesting, Dennis, watching him return a punt. Hope we punt away from him.
Timothy Nichols, the junior, in to punt for Caldwell County. Good snap back. Some pressure, gets it away. Low line drive kick, takes a hit at the 38, and it's going to bounce out of bounds at the 31-yard line. So you're right, Bob. No return by Dabney. Caldwell County picks up a little yardage on the play. Wasn't the longest punt, but you didn't want to have Dabney time to get under that one, I'm sure. And it will be Mayfield to take over at their own 31-yard line. Cardinals 6-0 on this season. AP has them ranked #1. Beechwood actually on the RPI ratings in 2A is the #1 team, but just barely.
And we're looking, Starks is still yet to enter the game. We still got Morris in there at tailback.
Yeah, Starks is in uniform. We saw him in between quarters with his helmet in his hand. Cartwright over the middle, complete at the 41-yard line, across the 50. A foot race down the sideline, 30, 20, and out of bounds near the 20-yard line. That was number 23 for Mayfield.
That was Gavin Jackson.
So Jackson with a strike from Cartwright gets the ball down. See where they'll spot it. I think it's going to be around the 18-yard line. And it is going to give them the 17-yard line on the play. So 1st and 10 from the Caldwell 17. Cartwright Snap and the handoff to Morris. Morris hit at the 15 and brought down at the 14. Mayfield has as talented a group of receivers, I think, as we've seen all season long, Bob.
All of them catch the ball well and run well with it.
They do catch it. It gets to their hands. They are bringing the thing in. Morris to the right side of Cartwright. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Dabney, the near side receiver. Cartwright over the middle, complete. Touchdown, Mayfield. Number 2, Novi Barnes. Another one of those senior wide receivers. And Mayfield starting to break away now, 20-0 Cardinals. That score with 10-12 left to play in the first half. They'll bring the offset line back over to the center. We need to get Coach Barnes to talk about that tomorrow morning on Saturday Morning Quarterback. Snap is back, kick is up, and good. 10-12 left to play in the first half. It's 21-0 Cardinals. Back after this.
Running a successful business takes planning, patience, and a whole lot of elbow grease. We believe you have what it takes in spades. That's why First Southern National Bank is here to support the growth of your business with solutions for working capital loans, online services, checking, and treasury management. Prioritizing relationships built on true care for you and your employees is what makes our approach different. Get to know us at fsmb.net, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, it's Jess. Join me weekday mornings from 6 to 9. We'll get you ready to start your day with sticky notes and local, regional, and national news updates at 6:30 and 7:30. Complete Weather Edge forecast, jump in the Wayback Machine, birthdays and anniversaries at 7:30. Catch up with Community Calendar and cover local issues, events, and even share the love with Coffee Talk at 8 a.m. Everything you need to know and a whole lot of fun. Start your day with us at 1580 103.3 WPKY.
And welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. Mayfield kicking off with 10 minutes, 12 seconds to play in the second quarter. For the call here, my friend Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. King to put it in play. The sophomore approaches, kick is away. And bobbled by Caldwell County on the ground. Carnahan able to pick it up, tries to get to the right side across the 20, 25, and pushed out of bounds before the 30. Mayfield up 21-0 now with 10 minutes and 1 second left to play in the first half. Caldwell County has had some drives tonight, Bob, that have taken some time off the clock, but still not able to get anything close to the end zone at this point.
This is the Tigers' 4th drive of the evening, Dennis, so we need to hang on to this one for a little bit.
Stay tuned for the Little Caesars halftime report coming up at the end of this half. It's going to be Parker sacked back at the 22-yard line. Just could not let that play develop. I think he was wanting to come out here to Mobley, but by the time he looked up, he had 3 black jerseys right on top of him. Ball spotted at the 23-yard line. 9:40 left in the first half. It's going to be Bumpus and Mobley on the near side as Parker gets the play in from the sideline. Chambliss, the outside receiver, across the field. Parker rolls to his left. This time hits Bumpus on a nice catch. One-hand catch at the 29-yard line. Hit immediately, but that was a good catch behind Bumpus. He was able to reach back with his left hand and reel that one in.
Where's the penalty flag on that one?
I was going to say, is that not defenseless? He was looking the other way, couldn't see the guy. Blindside hit, right?
Yeah.
Where's our 15 yards?
So what's good for the Goose? You're exactly right as we go under 9 minutes. Parker back out with the play. Wolford's going to come in for Caldwell County. He'll pair up with Chambliss on the far side. Bumpus in the slot. 2 backs in the backfield with Parker. Carnahan in motion. They take it to Carnahan. Carnahan wants to go down the field. That one's tipped and incomplete, but that was a nice play by Bumpus to make sure that one was incomplete because it was going like a wounded duck after the deflection right towards number 2.
And where was the flag on that? Carnahan throwing the ball was roughed after the pass.
No flag on the field as Carnahan still down on the ground.
I'm not sure about that play, but I think you lose protection once you've handed that ball off. So I think when a running back throws a pass like that, he doesn't have the same protections that a quarterback would have throwing that pass.
But you're still defenseless.
That's a good point. It was a defenseless player throwing a pass, but, when you come down to Mayfield and it's not going to make any difference tonight, you're not going to get many calls. I mean, we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
Officials are human beings like the rest of us. They expect Mayfield to win this game by a whole lot. And it's not just a Mayfield-Caldwell thing. It's any sport. I've seen Caldwell County have really good teams, and, you get the benefits of some calls because you're the better team, and everyone just assumes that you should win the game. So most of the close calls kind of tend to go your way that night.
Carnahan still on the ground. 21-0 Mayfield. Bob, this is one, and Todd, you can chime in on this as well. Carnahan is one of the key players that hopefully this injury is not too bad, but you don't want to lose him in this Mayfield game for sure, but you really don't want to lose him with games against Fort Campbell and Murray coming up.
Yeah, absolutely, because as we talked about in the pregame, the number 2 seed, even if you lose tonight, is still in play. That's a home playoff game that you'd get, but you have to go get that Fort Campbell game and you have to get the Murray game, and you don't want to get beat up tonight and lose players and not be at full strength going into those games coming up.
4th and 11 for the Tigers as Carnahan was able to walk off the field. He's back with the trainer on the far sideline. Nichols is in for Caldwell County to punt this one away. Good snap back. This one in the air, much better kick, angling towards the sideline, hits at the 30 and bounces out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. I think they'll spot that at the 24. Timothy Nichols
nice
really
punt.
with a nice kick right there to put Mayfield back probably in some of their worst field position of the evening so far. 8:13 left in the half. 21-0 Cardinals. As Caldwell County will try to hold it at that. Trying to take a look across the sideline. Still looking at Carnahan down here just one-on-one with the trainer back at the other end of the field. Now the trainer releases him. He's got his helmet on. That's always a good sign. Cartwright rolls to his right, goes down the field, in and out of the hands. He had a receiver and made a nice pass, but it was Dabney dropping that one at the 35. See if there was a flag on the play anywhere.
Yeah, we've got one on the Tiger sideline.
Thought that official looked like he came running in to drop one.
Who was offsides, maybe?
They'll definitely have to wash the flags tonight after this game, get the grass stains.
Hey, you guys were talking about the trainer on the Caldwell sideline. That's Mike Long back over here tonight, guys. He's at Christian County now, but the Colonels played last night, so he was able to drop by, catch the game, and get a little work in.
That's right. We'll give him a little overtime pay on this one. Good to have Mike back on that Tiger sideline at least for a game.
And Dennis, they started to mark off the penalty against the Tigers, and he said, oops. So they're now going backward.
I think that was an illegal receiver downfield. So that'll back Mayfield up 5 yards. Cartwright, 1st and 15, handoff to Morris. Morris reverses his direction, and he gets met. I think that was Wofford that stood him up. And it was Camden Wofford with a nice tackle. Morris not able to pick up much on that one. Ball back up to the 19-yard line.
I was going to say he didn't gain anything. He may have
No,
lost
I think they're going to call that one a wash. 3rd and 15 coming up for the Cardinals.
Actually, that was first down a while ago. This is now. That was second. No, this is second.
Well, they've got 3rd on the scoreboard and 2nd on the sideline.
Well,
let's go to the sideline on that one. You're right. 2nd down. Cartwright with a lot of time. This one's going to be picked off. Caldwell County with the interception at the 30-yard line. That was number 28, Gus Fox, with the pick for Caldwell County. And I'm not sure where Cartwright was going with that football, Bob, but Cartwright really the only one within about a 3-yard span, and he was able to make the catch.
And now the Tigers are in deep in Mayfield territory at the 25.
25-yard line is where they'll spot that one. So a big break for Caldwell County with 7:23 left in the first half. See if we can get on the board. Best field position of the night for the Tigers to start a drive by far. Carnahan back in the ball game. And they're going to spot this one at the 29. Still good field position for Caldwell County, but we don't want anybody else to change their mind on the field.
I don't understand why they can't spot it right to start with. I mean, there's no penalty on that play.
Trip set to the right. Xavier Bumpus to the left. Parker wanting Bumpus going towards the corner.
Is there a flag?
Incomplete, and I don't think there's going to be a flag thrown on that one. There is a flag back here near where Parker was, though, and is going to be a
defensive holding.
Excuse me. We're going to have to give them some time to lay on these officials, Bob. It is a hold against Caldwell County. Initially, he did signal a defensive hold against Mayfield, but it's going to be a hold against the Tigers.
Somebody may have to give these guys a lesson at halftime. So they're going to mark it back to the 40.
The ball was on the 29, so I don't know why they're marking it back to the 41. It should have been the 39.
It's actually the 46-yard line. They've
46. Two receivers each way. Carnahan in motion. Little jump pass complete to Bumpus on the left side. Breaks a tackle, gets across the 35 down to the 34-yard line. So Bumpus having a good game tonight, catching the football.
And, Dennis, can you tell me where they've marked it? The 30, 34?
For now, it's the 34.
Yeah, thank you.
But I don't think anything is written in stone with this crew here tonight. Ball at the 34-yard line, 6:45 left to play in the first half. Tigers are going to bring Wofford, Mobley, and Bumpus all to one side. Leaves Chambliss on an island to the right. Carnahan to the left shoulder of Parker. Snap is back. Gets away from Parker. Parker still with it on the ground, covers it up at the 50-yard line. Caldwell retains possession.
I believe you could almost have thrown a flag on that one after he was on the ground covering the ball. Here comes a Mayfield guy right on his neck.
Right on the helmet. You're exactly right. But the miscue calls Caldwell County some yardage back all the way to the 50-yard line. 6 minutes left in the first half. 21-0 is your score. Parker looking for the snap. Looks like he's going to change the play now. Two receivers on each side. Near side is Mobley and Bumpus. Far side, Wofford and Chambliss. Carnahan to the right side of Parker. And timeout called on the field. It is Caldwell County timeout. We'll take a 30-second break and be right back. 21-0 Cardinals.
For a delicious meal, try Kay's Kitchen in Princeton. They have great home cooking, just like Mom and Grandma used to do. Enjoy cooked-to-order breakfast every day, all day. Daily lunch specials include favorites like open-faced roast beef, grilled chicken tenderloins, country fried steak, smoked pork chops, and catfish and shrimp on Fridays. All your favorite veggies, too. And don't forget Kay's homemade desserts. Open Monday through Thursday, 5 to 2, Friday, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturday, 5:30 to 11. Kay's Kitchen, 501 North Jefferson Street, Princeton, 1 block from the courthouse.
And welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. Mayfield huddling here on the near sideline. The Tigers back on to the field. It's 3rd and 31 for the Tigers.
Well, we've got a minute, Bob. Let's take a Go Green field report and take it down with Todd.
Yeah, guys, some of the ones on the sideline over here were wondering why Caldwell County didn't get a holding call earlier down here. But, you know, that was the play where we picked off the pass, so we didn't say much about it. But we actually thought that Landon Davis was being held on his route to the quarterback. So mark that one down, too, that didn't get seen.
2nd and 32. Parker, play action, hits Chambliss on the curl. Chambliss still on his feet, wanting to get to the outside. Shoestring tackle at the 44-yard line.
Yeah,
Bob, there's been, maybe 4 plays tonight where Mayfield has made a tackle low on Caldwell County that probably saved, if not a first down, and maybe even a touchdown.
You're right, Dennis. And that we get past that one, we got another 10 yards or so. Ball at the 44.
Ball is at the 44. Parker back with an empty backfield. First time we've called Eli Stevens, the lone receiver on the near side.
I think Eli's going to punt it. Or no, I mean,
And it is going to be Parker with the punt, and this one goes off the side of his foot, and I think Mayfield will take over around their 25-yard line. I'm going to have to go with the flag on the far side, Bob. I'm putting way too much credence in the scoreboard here at Cardinal Stadium, War Memorial Stadium. Mayfield with the possession, and it is going to be spotted at the 25. Zane Cartwright, the junior quarterback, in. Cartwright with the handoff to Morris. Morris finds some room on the far sideline, still on his feet across the 40 and knocked out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Clock stops as he goes out of bounds with 4:36 left to play in the first half. Little Caesars halftime report coming up with Todd and Gary on the sideline. They'll have all the stats, the halftime moment in history, and much more, so I hope you'll stay tuned for that at halftime, the Little Caesars halftime report. Cartwright comes all the way over to the sideline to get the play. He'll go back out on the field, checks the wristband, and he'll send two receivers out to his right, one to the left. Morris fakes the handoff. Or gave it to Morris. Flag on the play. I saw the flag come in after the handoff. Morris gets it up to the 46-yard line. You assume it's going to be a hold against Mayfield, but tonight I don't think you can assume as much as normal in a game. Whitehat comes to the sideline, and it is a hold against Mayfield. So that will back the Cardinals up. 21-0 is your score. Mayfield scored early in this one. They got the interception off a deflected pass and took it in a few plays later. Let's spot this ball on the Mayfield 30-yard line. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY Princeton. Two receivers left, two to the right. Cartwright takes a snap, has good protection. Complete on the far sideline and out of bounds is number 1, Isaac Stevenson. Takes it out to the 34-yard line on the completion. Goes out of bounds, stopping the clock at 4:24 left to play in the half. Cartwright comes back in. Mayfield's going to spread it out on this one with 3 receivers split to his right, 1 to the left. Delayed handoff goes to Morris. Morris up the middle across the 40 and down at the 42-yard line. Officials stopping the clock with 4:10. I thought they were trying to stop the clock.
I wonder why they...
To move the chains.
Well, no, it's still...
it's still third down,
yeah,
you're right.
It's like third and maybe 10 or something like that.
And they got the clock started back up again. Flag on the play is what it was, illegal procedure against Mayfield. Bob, there's just no urgency amongst this crew to get the call in or to signal a penalty on the field.
So it's where have they marked it? It's the 37?
I think he's still walking with the football.
He's undecided.
Kind of looking around for suggestions maybe. I'm not sure. Ball comes out of his hands. He's standing on the 35.
Let's go.
And they're going to push Mayfield back. It's inside the 30, let's call it the 29-yard line.
Well, that was not all. That was a holding penalty or something.
So Mayfield from their own 29. Second down coming up for the Cardinals. Over the middle, it's complete. Trying to get to the outside on the 40. Turns up the field. Flag comes in from the back judge. Ben Height on the reception for Mayfield. Knocked out of bounds at midfield. But flags coming in from well in front of the play.
I think they maybe
flags.
got Mr. Dabney on that. Flag coming at the Mayfield 45-yard line.
See what this one's going to be called.
Talk about a penalty-laden drive, Dennis.
They are poised to walk this one back off against Mayfield, so it is. Flag was near the sideline. Two officials brought that in.
15-yarder.
Thought he had a defensive hold as well. 3:57. I'm not sure. I don't think the stat crew charts flags, but there have been more than a few tonight. Now they're going to respot the ball to the 30-yard line.
Well, Gary's going to have to add up all the penalties and penalty yardage at halftime, so it might be a while before we get the halftime stats.
Cartwright takes a snap, drops back in the pocket. Pocket closes in on him, gets rid of the football, incomplete. Tried to take it to his outlet in Morris to the far sideline. Good pursuit by Caldwell County. Clock stops with 3:50 to play in the half.
Clock 3rd and 25.
21-0 is your score. Mayfield, the top-ranked team in 2A, but Caldwell County putting up a pretty good little skirmish here tonight, keeping this one down so far. Defense playing reasonably well at times. It's a game where you're down 21-0. Usually you don't find a lot of positives, but I think if you stopped it right here, there'd be several things you could pick out that were favorable for the Tigers. Cartwright's going to go down the field. Richardson on the coverage, incomplete. Great play, Richardson on Dabney. Kenyon Richardson, Bob, step for step with Dabney and was actually able to get the inside track, get a hand up. And Mayfield will have to punt the ball away, 4th down and 26. Very good coverage by Kenyon Richardson.
That's what Coach Barnes was talking about. That was a play that could have gashed us. And great play by Kenyon Richardson. Great defensive coverage.
Yeah, you got to think early in the season that was probably a completion for the opponent. Mayfield kick is terrible off the side of the foot. Caldwell County is going to have great field position to start this drive. Looks like the Mayfield 43 is where they agree on. So that one, like one of my pitch shots on the golf course, Bob, covered a lot of yardage, but the wrong direction.
Looked pretty in the air. It was end over end.
That 30-yard shot's always the toughest.
Well, yeah, one of them, if you've got Mike's short game. So Parker comes back out on the field, brings the offense out with 3:38 to play in the half. See if Caldwell can take advantage of the bad punt. Parker, hand off to Carnahan. Carnahan hit, drives it up. Picks up a couple of yards on the play down to the 41-yard line. Whatever Carnahan went out with earlier, he's shaking that off. Is that a flag in the backfield near the Cardinal logo, Bob?
I think it's maybe somebody's wristband or something.
Because at this point we just expect a flag, I guess. 2nd down and 8 for the Tigers. Mobley and Carnahan down the backfield. Mobley in motion, swing pass to Mobley, but met immediately. The loss back to at least the 45-yard line. That's a pass that we would have been better off had Mobley dropped it. Loss is back to the 46. 3rd down and long coming up for the Tigers. 2 receivers each side for Luke Parker. Carnahan to his right shoulder. Parker hits Chambliss on the curl route, and he's brought down. It looks like about the 43-yard line. I think Mayfield may be calling timeout to hold some of this clock.
It'll be 4th and 11 for the Tigers.
Timeout called on the field by Mayfield. We'll take 30 seconds to be back. Mayfield up 21-0. Back after this.
Your local McDonald's wants you to know that they are ready to serve you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dine-in or the drive-thru is always open, and they offer curbside pickup service. To avoid the wait in the drive-thru, you can download the McDonald's app and try curbside pickup. Stop in soon and enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at your local McDonald's. Proud to be a part of this community. McDonald's of Princeton, proud supporters of the Caldwell County Tigers.
And welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. Clock is arrested here. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the half. Caldwell County facing a fourth down punting situation.
Bob, just trying to take a look. I don't see any updates on the Trigg County and Paducah-Tillman game at this point. We'll have all the area halftime scores coming up on the Little Caesars halftime report coming your way in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Parker on the field with Carnahan to his left shoulder. Brings Bumpus in a couple of steps. Bumpus and Mobley near side. Low snap. Parker picks it up. Has some room. Going to keep it himself across the 40. Sees the first down marker and gets out past it. Heads up play by Luke Parker.
Caldwell County rolling the dice.
Everybody covered down the field, but Parker able to convert fourth down.
They mark it at the Mayfield 30.
Looks like that's about where they're going to set it down at.
Needed 11, got 13.
Lake Barkley CrossFit first down for the Tigers. Parker now on first down, sends a trip set out to the right. Bumpus alone to the left side. Parker's going to keep it again and met by several black jerseys. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage at best. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. 21-0 Cardinals. Caldwell County looking to get on the board. Facing second down and 10 as they gave him back to the 30-yard line. Now two receivers each side for Parker out of the shotgun. Carnahan in motion behind Parker. Parker drops, and he's going to get brought down for a loss of about 5 yards on the play. Sacked by Mayfield.
Ball spotted at the
36-yard line, so a loss of 6 on the play. A lot of pressure starting to come on Parker.
Brings up 3rd and 16, but the clock continues to run down. 1 minute, 7 seconds here with 3rd and 16 facing the Tigers.
Todd will have Coach Barnes immediately following the first half whistle. Parker drops back, gets good protection this time, wants to go to the far sideline, overthrown, looking for Mobley. Clock stops with 53 seconds even. Good crowd on hand tonight for both squads. But so far it's been all Mayfield. Fourth and 16 for the Tigers. Parker takes a snap, drops back, looks down the field, over the middle. This one almost picked off and probably should have been. Novi Barnes had it right in the number 2 on his jersey. But it's still a turnover on downs, and Mayfield will take over. 48 seconds left on the clock while the teams change field. Let's go down for a Go Green field report with Todd.
Well, just want to remind everybody that we'll be at the Biscuit Barn and Ice Cream Eatery tomorrow morning for Saturday morning quarterback at 9 o'clock. Be sure and join Coach Will Barnes and members of the Tiger coaching staff, and that's been our home for Saturday morning quarterback all season, Dennis, and we'll be there for the rest of the year for Saturday morning quarterback every Saturday at 9 o'clock.
Todd, we know the interviews are good. How about the food?
Absolutely, and, it seems like the crowd has picked up a little bit every week, too.
There you go. That's tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. Jump on out to the Biscuit Barn. On the keeper, it's Dabney. Out of the Wildcat, gets up across the 45-yard line. They'll spot it at the 47. Dabney in a quarterback on the Wildcat. Mayfield trying to hurry down the field. Clock stopped while they moved the chains. Now it starts up again, 36 seconds, and Mayfield way offsides. Dabney about a second and a half before the snap down the field. It's going to back up the Cardinals 5 yards. 1st and 15 coming up from Mayfield. Bob, he was trying to get down there and just snowbird a little bit, don't you think?
Well, he was trying to beat Jamie Richardson, or Canyon Richardson down the field.
It was almost past him before the ball was snapped. Snap is back. Cartwright over the middle, complete at the 47. Nice open field tackle by Jameis Carnahan as he brings down number 1, Isaac Stevenson. Mayfield quickly with the timeout on the field, 18 seconds left and up by 21. We'll take a 30-second break and be right back.
At
We can keep it here, John. That's
they're
good.
ordering it your way. How would you like to have a vehicle built just for you? Little things are important, like rich colors, big screens and displays, almost like watching TV. Exteriors with beautiful style and powerful engines that respond to the lightest touch on the accelerator. It's time to get what you want. Order your new ride and feel the thrill when you drive off the lot. Trice Hughes in Princeton is the one-stop shop for everything your vehicle needs. For more information, visit tricehughes.com. That's tricehughes.com.
Welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. Mayfield facing a 2nd and 4 situation.
Bob, how much do you think the kind of confusing flag throws tonight has taken the teams out of either side, really out of any momentum to speak of?
It's been a hindrance for sure, Dennis, and who's been affected more is open for debate.
Cartwright off the play action throws. This one's intercepted at the 35-yard line. Gus Fox with his second pick. So Fox will give Caldwell County the football with 12 seconds left at their own 35-yard line. And, Bob, when you start looking for positives, this defense has played some pretty good football tonight as you look ahead to Fort Campbell and Murray.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Caldwell County offense back out on the field. I'm not sure we'll take any major chances right here with only 12 seconds left. Looks like they're going into victory formation. And Parker does take the snap and takes a knee. We will tick it down to halftime. We'll wait for Todd to catch up with Coach Barnes on the field to get his comments. Then we'll head right to the Little Caesars halftime report. Take it away, Todd.
All right, thanks, Dennis. We're down here with Coach Will Barnes. And, Coach, some good things there in the first half. Just can't quite get on the scoreboard offensively.
Yeah, we've had some good possessions to start the game. Just came up a little short, and then we get good field position there in the second quarter, and just had a bad snap, had a hold. These types of games, we wanted to come in and be aggressive, so we took a shot on first down to try to get a touchdown there, and you get a hold and that backs you up to 1st and 20. That's really tough, and then get a bad snap out, or I'm not even sure if it's a bad snap, but just. Now you're at 2nd and 30, and that it's tough to kind of rebound from. But I love the way we're playing, especially defensively, doing a good job creating turnovers, not having given up a ton of big plays. We've had a couple of tough breaks, just with we had a defensive holding that was just a tough. It's a tough play, and then the call on Luke was that's a tough play too. Luke's playing hard. It's just, that happens sometimes. So I really like how our guys have stayed in the game. It didn't start off well, obviously, second play of the game with the interception, and we didn't drop our head. So
this place can be a little intimidating to come in and play here. You played here as a high school player. I don't sense any of that out of the Tigers tonight, though.
No, I don't sense it at all. But, we've kind of, not that it's a super close game, but we've been in situations like this down here before, and at halftime it's kind of gotten away from us. So, I'm really going to try to, challenge our guys to continue this effort. And, if we can clean up just a little bit on offense, I really like the way we're playing. We're just when you play them, you got to execute down after down after down. And we've had a handful of snaps where we didn't do that, and that's why we're not putting points up. But we're doing a good job in all phases. Great punt by Timothy Nichols, which was a big time. Flip the field a little bit. We haven't been able to do that a lot, but I like where we're at, and we got to keep getting better.
All right, good luck in the second half.
Thanks, Todd.
That's Tiger head coach Will Barnes, 21-0 Mayfield up here at halftime. But, guys, the Tigers have been right there. You take away a couple of plays, and this game might be even a little tighter. But as we mentioned in the pregame, this is one of those games that, with Mayfield being ranked so high and playing here at home, was going to be tough to get. But I think the Tigers have shown a lot of improvement in the first half and trying to build for next week and the next couple of weeks against Fort Campbell and Murray.
Thank you, Todd, for that report with Coach Barnes. I think you're exactly right. And a lot of positives so far in this game. We'll see if we can carry that over into the second half. At the half, it's Mayfield 21 and Caldwell County nothing. We'll take a break, and when we come back, Todd will have it on the sideline with the Little Caesars halftime report next here on WPKY.
Caldwell Medical Center presents their Community Health Festival. This event promotes better community health and wellness by showcasing various opportunities and services Caldwell Medical Center offers. The festival will be located on the Caldwell Medical Center campus and will offer a variety of activities throughout the day, giving attendees an opportunity to experience different areas of the hospital and interact with the faculty in a well-rounded and fulfilling way. Looking forward to seeing you there.
As a community-owned enterprise, the Princeton Electric Plant Board provides services to the people in the Princeton area. One of the services they provide is to make sure the lights are on over our fields and courts for our Caldwell County Tigers. From everyone at the Princeton Electric Plant Board, good luck to all the Caldwell County Tigers and hopes for a safe season. And a big electric roar to their Tigers, Preston Burrell and Lily Hoare.
You'll find over 30 years experience to work for you at U-Ride in Princeton. They are hometown proud and ready to serve your vehicle needs from start to finish, and they do it all safely. You'll find variety and quality vehicles along with on-the-lot financing. And of course, you can always apply online at uridesales.com. Stop by or call for an appointment today with one of their friendly sales staff at U-Ride on the Marion Road in Princeton, 270-365-3018. Hometown proud. Go Tigers!
This is Casey McCoy, and I'm a mortgage loan processor at Farmers Bank. One of my favorite things about our home loan process is that you can apply online whenever it's convenient for you. By applying online, your information is sent directly to our lenders. It's quick and easy and a good way to jumpstart your loan. Apply today at yournxtbank.com. Farmers Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Raider Auction Company is excited to cheer on all the Tiger athletes this season. Go Tigers from Raider Auction Company.
The roof isn't just part of the house, it completes it. It makes you feel safe and secure, so it needs to be properly installed. The importance of having a high quality and well-maintained roof is what motivates Bluegrass Roofing to serve this area, using quality materials without excess cost. Bluegrass Roofing is a Master Elite GAF certified installer, fully licensed and insured. They thank you for voting them the best roofing company in Western Kentucky. For roofing and claim info, find them at bluegrassroofpros.com.
Fortner Gas Company has been serving the propane needs of Western Kentucky for 70 years. You'll find offices in Princeton and Cadiz. They're your local and family-owned propane supplier. Browse their website to discover the many services and products available. You can shop in person or online, and they can answer any and all questions in person or on the phone. If they're already your propane supplier, they say thank you. If they're not, they would love to be. Fortner Gas Company, a family tradition of service since 1951.
Saturday mornings at 9, we're talking sports at the Biscuit Barn and Ice Cream Eatery. Join Todd Griffin along with your Caldwell County football coaches for the live Saturday morning quarterback. Be part of the conversation in person or on 1580 103.3 WPKY.
The teams are in the locker room, and it's time for the Tiger Halftime Report on WPKY.
We are back at War Memorial Stadium in Mayfield. The Mayfield Cardinals up 21-0 here at halftime. Caldwell County down 21-0 to Mayfield here at halftime. It is time now for the halftime report presented by Little Caesars. Little Caesars, home of the $5.99 hot and ready pizza. Get game day ready this season with the $10 Fanceroni Pepperoni Old World Style Pizza. Little Caesars in Princeton wishes best of luck this year to the Tigers. Go get them from Little Caesars. We start the halftime report with the Madisonville Community College scoreboard. Madisonville Community College is much more than buildings and programs. It's a community where students find confidence, collaboration, compassion, and success. Let them help you build a better life. Madisonville Community College. Starting on the scoreboard, Crittenden County with a lengthy road trip tonight, going to Bardstown to play Bethlehem. And right now, Bethlehem with a 35-21 lead in the third quarter of that one. Big game everybody looking at in Western Kentucky tonight, or at least one of them, Trigg County at Paducah Tillman. At halftime, the Blue Tornado with a 14-10 lead over the Wildcats. An important district game tonight in the Class 2A First District. Murray at Fort Campbell, and the Murray Tigers seem to have righted the ship after last week's loss at Christian County. Murray up early in the second quarter, 28-0 at Fort Campbell. Henderson County leads Marshall County 21-0. That's a late first quarter score. Logan County on top of Hopkins Central over in Morton's Gap. That's 24-7 at halftime. Madisonville North Hopkins leads Hopkinsville 14-7. They're late in the second quarter over at the Stadium of Champions tonight. Union County up 20-0 at Webster County. That was a late first quarter score. Owensboro Catholic with a big lead over Todd County Central, 40-6, and that is late in the second quarter there. There were some Thursday games in Western Kentucky last night. Greenwood routed Christian County 42-0. Owensboro 71, Muhlenberg County nothing, and Warren East beat Warren Central 56-20. Again, those three games were Thursday contests. Here at halftime, it's Mayfield 21, Caldwell County nothing in a Class 2A First District contest. Coming up tomorrow, if you're a UK fan, it's one of the biggest games you've had in a while. The Kentucky Wildcats going down to Ole Miss. That's an 11 a.m. Central Time kickoff. And, of course, you can listen to the game on WKDZ 106.5 FM tomorrow. Caldwell County Lady Tiger volleyball team in action in Quad State tournament play at McCracken County. They're playing tonight and again on Saturday in that competition. Coming up next week, the 7th District Soccer Tournament starts at Butler Stadium. The first round games will be Monday. That will be Caldwell County and Hopkins County Central in both the boys and girls' first semifinal games. Girls will play at 5:30 Monday at the Butler with the guys' game to follow. The Madisonville North Hopkins teams both have the top seeds in the district soccer tournament, and Monday's winners will advance to the championship round to face Madisonville North Hopkins. Those championship matches set for Thursday at Butler Stadium. Once again, don't forget about Saturday Morning Quarterback. That comes to you live each Saturday morning from the Biscuit Barn and Ice Cream Eatery at 9 o'clock. Be sure and join us right here on WPKY for that. That's the halftime scoreboard brought to you by Madisonville Community College. Moving now to our halftime moment in history brought to you by West Kentucky Memorials. We went back to 2013 last week, so we thought we'd do that again this week. Going back to November 1st of 2013. The pregame hype was going to be hard to live up to. However, Caldwell County and Mayfield in a number 1 versus number 1 battle at Tiger Stadium may have surpassed even the highest of expectations. The two squads combined for 1,061 yards of offense and 45 first downs, but when the smoke cleared, it was Caldwell County that was still undefeated that night. The Tigers concluded a perfect 10-0 regular season run with an action-packed 48-41 triumph over Mayfield in front of the largest crowd ever for a football game in Princeton. Some 5,500 fans estimated to watch that game as, again, both teams entered undefeated. Mayfield was number 1 in Class A. Caldwell County was number 1 in Class 2A. And the Tigers got the better of the Cardinals on that night. Caldwell County ran for 314 yards, passed for 284 while piling up 598 yards of offense. That's the second most in school history. Jalen Boyd ran for 229 and turned in a monster second-half performance with 173 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. After halftime, That includes the decisive 61-yard touchdown run with 7:10 left in the contest. That broke a 41-41 deadlock after Mayfield had rallied from 2 scores back to tie the game. So not sure we'll ever see another one like that. Number 1 against number 1. Both teams were 9-0, but the Tigers beat Mayfield 48-41 November 1st of 2013. The halftime moment in history brought to you by West Kentucky Memorials with locations in Princeton, Cadiz, and Hopkinsville. Proud supporter of Caldwell County football. Their son is a Caldwell County Tiger, senior Jameis Carnahan. West Kentucky Memorials offers quality handcrafted granite memorials. The halftime moment in history brought to you by West Kentucky Memorials. Once again, we're at War Memorial Stadium in Mayfield tonight. The Cardinals up 21-0 at halftime. We'll be back with the halftime stats after this. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Are you struggling to afford health care medications? Let Health First help you. Whether you are insured, uninsured, or underinsured, you will still be cared for at Health First Community Health Center. We offer financial and prescription assistance to all those that qualify, which is based on income and household size. Contact our office at 1-877-667-7017 for more information, or visit our website, healthfirstchc.net. Same-day appointments and walk-ins are welcome. At Health First, your health is our first concern.
As a community-owned enterprise, the Princeton Electric Plant Board provides services to the people in the Princeton area. One of the services they provide is to make sure the lights are on over our fields and courts for our Caldwell County Tigers. From everyone at the Princeton Electric Plant Board, good luck to all the Caldwell County Tigers and hopes for a safe season. And a big electric roar to their Tigers, Preston Burrell and Lily Horde.
Life is filled with moments. Moments we share with those we love, worry about, and strive to protect the most. At Woodman Life, we provide life insurance and retirement products to help protect you and your family so that you can enjoy all the moments to come.
This is Josh Ray, your local Woodman Life agent. Come see us at 1009 West Main Street or give us a call at 365-6111.
Certain eligibility and age restrictions apply. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society, Omaha, Nebraska.
At YourSportsEdge.com, we strive every day to continue to bring you the gold standard in high school sports coverage with more on your teams and your players.
Where did it show up there?
And while they are not gold, those Crystal Awards we have won for doing what we love to do are pretty cool too.
That's something we see every day.
The Kentucky Broadcasters Best Digital Product Award winner.
Ball game over.
YourSportsEdge.com.
Halftime at War Memorial Stadium in Mayfield. The Cardinals lead the Tigers 21-0 here. Welcome back to the Little Caesars halftime report. Time now for your first half stats brought to you by West Kentucky Memorials. And here's Gary with all the numbers.
Thank you, Todd. For the Caldwell County Tigers, a balanced attack in the sense of how many plays they ran, because they ran 34 plays, 17 were rushes and 17 were passes. 1 net rushing yard, even though 3 Tigers ran the ball and all had positive yards. Jameis Carnahan leads with 8 carries for 12 yards. Luke Parker, 6 carries for 6 yards, which includes a sack. And Luke Maddox, 1 carry for 1 yard. However, a bad snap and a kneel down account for negative 18 team yards, not attributed to any one particular player. So 1 net yard of rushing. 45 yards of passing for the Tigers. Luke Parker has 10 of the completions, 15 attempts, and a pick. He would have 41 of the yards, and Luke Parker received a pass from Xavier Bumpus on a trickeration type play for 4 yards to account for 45 yards of passing. Xavier Bumpus is the leading receiver both in receptions with 6 and yards with 38. Logan Chambliss has 2 catches for 10 yards. So 45 yards of passing, the 1 net yard of rushing, 4 first downs, and 46 yards of offense for the Tigers. They committed 4 penalties for 42 yards. And for Mayfield was rushing number 32 almost exclusively. That would be Caden Morris, a sophomore. He ran the first 10 rushes and 10 of their 11 rushes for 40 yards. Their Wildcat quarterback, number 4, Brajan Dabney, got a 12-yard run to account for those 12 yards, 52 total on 11 carries for Mayfield. Passing, 9 completions out of 14 attempts for their quarterback number 9, Zane Cartwright. However, 2 picks by Gus Fox helped keep the score down for the Mayfield Cardinals. 140 passing yards for Zane Cartwright to 5 different Mayfield receivers. So that's 192 total yards of offense for the Cardinals. They had 9 first downs in the first half. Defensively for the Tigers, Gus Fox, as I alluded, had 2 interceptions to end drives for the Cardinals, 3 tackles as well. The leading tackler is Jameis Carnahan, who has 3 solos and 3 assists for 6 total tackles. Canyon Richardson has a tackle, but he has a pass breakup and a deflection as well. 4 tackles for Landon Davis, 1 solo and 3 assists. Many others getting in on the tackling, and I'll review that at the end of the game. And Todd, it looks like we're going to kick off as Mayfield deferred to the second half and will exercise their option to receive.
That's correct. Those are the halftime stats brought to you by West Kentucky Memorials with locations in Princeton, Cadiz, and Hopkinsville. One quick update on a score. Paducah Tillman has scored a touchdown early in the third quarter and now leads Trigg County 22-10. 10:46 left in the third quarter in Paducah tonight in that contest. Going to wrap up the Little Caesars halftime report. Back up top after this here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Caldwell Medical Associates' new Katawa Orthopedic Clinic is your one-stop shop for orthopedic care. Our team of medical professionals can diagnose and treat a wide range of orthopedic care and get you back on the path to a happier, healthier you. Whether you need basic fracture care or osteoporosis management, a sports physical, or back pain treatment, we've got you covered. To learn more or to schedule an appointment with an orthopedic provider, visit caldwellmedical.com.
And welcome back to Mayfield, Kentucky. Caldwell County at halftime trails Mayfield 21-0. Todd, Gary, thank you for that Little Caesars halftime report. Bob, you can't say a good first half for Caldwell County down 21-0, but you kind of can because we had some good things in that first half. You had a good defensive play. You had Canyon Richardson looking really good on a couple of pass breakups. Just the offense, just tough to get going tonight against a pretty good Mayfield defense.
Well, I think you're right, Dennis. The things that stood out for me were the willingness for the Tigers not to lay down. And 2 picks by Gus Fox. As following up on Coach Barnes' statement at halftime, if he can go down and rally their emotions to play as well in the second half of the first half, I think we'll be satisfied. And to point out, the third quarter is going to be brought to us by Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique under the ownership and management of Pam and Hab Haberlock for the past 3 years. Beautiful furniture, bedding, accessories, and gifts. They are your local U-Haul dealer. Cozy Living, everything a home should be. And the kickoff is about to be underway. And for the call, my friend Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. It's going to be Nichols to put it in play for Caldwell County. He approaches, angles the kick towards the left side, picked up at the 12-yard line. Across the 25, still on his feet, 30, 35, 40, and finally brought down at the 43-yard line. Number 2 on the carry is Novi Barnes, who's having a whale of a game tonight for Mayfield.
And the kickoff was returned to the Cardinal 43-yard line.
That's where Mayfield will take over 1st and 10. We did some checking on Jutarius Starks. Bob, he's not suspended. He's in uniform tonight. They think they're just protecting him from an injury he had a couple of weeks ago. Pass complete at the 48 into Caldwell County territory down to the 35-yard line was number 1 Isaac Stevenson on a quick hit from Zane Cartwright.
And penalty flags all over the place.
Kind of got to hope that it is holding against Mayfield on this one. We'll see what the call does end up being.
Or a personal foul against us, maybe late hit out of bounds.
Personal foul, horse collar, called against Caldwell County. 15 yards added to the end of the play. That will move Mayfield deep into Caldwell County territory in the red zone at the 19-yard line. Just 17 seconds elapsed here in the second half, and Mayfield already knocking on the door. Cartwright takes a snap, hands off to Morris. Morris with some room on the far side across the 10, shoved out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. No flag on the play. I think they're going to mark him at the 5-yard line.
Pick up a 14 yards on the play, 1st and goal.
Morris getting all of the snaps on the handoff tonight on the rushing snaps in place of Jutarius Starks. Starks, the leading rusher for Mayfield, not playing so far tonight. And really you don't suspect with the score what it is that he'll be in the game at all. Handoff again to Morris. Hits the middle, still plowing, and lowers the head, gets into the end zone. A 32-second drive by Mayfield, and they increase their lead now 27-0. Extra point attempt coming up by King. Not really the start Caldwell County wanted. The defense had looked much better in that first half. King will get set. Try to be 4 for 4 tonight on extra point attempts. Snap is down. Kick is up. Looked like it was partially blocked. And still squeezes through the right upright. 11:28 to play in the third quarter. Mayfield tacks on an early touchdown here in the second half. It's 28-0 Cardinals back in 30 seconds.
You'll find over 30 years experience to work for you at U-Ride in Princeton. They are hometown proud and ready to serve your vehicle needs from start to finish, and they do it all safely. You'll find variety and quality vehicles along with on-the-lot financing. And of course, you can always apply online at uridesales.com. Stop by or call for an appointment today with one of their friendly sales staff at U-Ride on the Marion Road in Princeton. 270-365-3018. Hometown proud. Go Tigers!
Welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. That drive took exactly 32 seconds off the clock, and Mayfield probably had a little stern lecture at halftime, Dennis, to come out and do something.
Well, we saw some of the fans at halftime as we were treated to pizza up here at half, and they talked about a little sluggish on the offense for Mayfield, or not on track tonight, or not really clicking. And I'm sure a lot of those same sentiments the fans had were echoed in that locker room at halftime for Mayfield by Coach Morris. They came out and wasted little time in increasing this lead to 28-0.
And we'll see if the Tigers can answer that.
Back deep for Caldwell County is going to be Carnahan and Bumpus. King to put it in play for the Cardinals. Short kick. It's going to be fielded by Bumpus at the 20. Try to get it back to Carnahan. They're going to lose yardage on this one, back to the 16-yard line at best.
Lucky we didn't give up the ball and
that was
lay it on the ground.
You might try that play if you field the ball cleanly on the kickoff. If you're picking it up off a bounce against Mayfield,
go with it.
You're probably going to turn around and try to get upfield and go a little north and south.
Let's go defense!
11:22 to play in the third quarter. Tigers take the field trailing 28-0. Tigers will be on the road again next week as we'll make the drive over to the base at Fort Campbell to take on the Falcons. Then the last two games of the season with the bye week in between is going to be Murray and Trigg County. Trigg County having their best season in a long time. That's going to be senior night at Tiger Stadium. Looks like Parker is going to empty the backfield on the first play from scrimmage here in the second half. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Quick hit on the curl is deflected. Incomplete. Looking for Chambliss on the throw. Mayfield had that one read the whole way. And certainly right now, Bob, we're less than a minute into the second half, but an obvious uptick in the momentum and the intensity both for the Mayfield Cardinals.
You're right. It's unmistakable. The Tigers need to do something to take that little starch out of Mayfield.
They're going to keep Mobley in to block. Bumpus, the near side receiver. Hand off to Carnahan, or to Davis up the middle, excuse me. Davis with a good carry, gets it across the 20 to the 21-yard line. So that is Landon Davis, the junior. Good-sized kid, 5'10", but 212 pounds. He's a load to bring down if he can get a little steam going.
3rd and 6 for the Tigers. Nice run by Landon Davis that time. Had a hole up the middle and covered the ball well and made Mayfield take a little punishment when he hit them.
Trip set triangle to the left. Chambliss, the lone receiver, to the right. They keep Davis in the backfield at running back. Ball on the ground. Parker picks it up. Now he's got a scramble going right. Looking down the field. Keeps it and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Not much more.
They're going to mark it at the 21. No gain on the play.
And I don't think Carnahan is hurt. Maybe it's just a change going to a little fresher Davis. They are going to mark it back at the 20, loss of 1 on the play.
They're stretching Carnahan out over here on the sideline, Dennis. He may be cramping up a little bit.
He's had a lot of work tonight. Could be the case. And it's going to be a punt. Nichols gets off a good one all the way back to the 41 of Mayfield. Richardson on the cover as the runner slip away from him, gets across midfield and inside the 40. Richardson almost had that one tied up back in midfield, but Novi Barnes kept churning and churning and was able to get it into Caldwell territory. I think they'll mark this one at the 42-yard, or excuse me, the 37-yard line. Caldwell County with a player on the field. And Bob, the side judge, and the one in the middle that marks the football, just not on the same page a lot tonight. Side judge is standing on the 42. They put the ball down, or excuse me, 37, put the ball down on the 35.
Now they put it down on the 30.
So Caldwell County with a knee down by the players, player down on the field. And is it number 3? Mobley is down on the field for Caldwell County. Everybody just leaned over talking to him at this moment. So not really checking a body part right now. 28-0, the score here from Mayfield. 10-13 left to play in the third quarter. Bob, you and I get a lot of conversation throughout the week from various people as they help Mobley up, and he's going to be helped off the field holding that right leg up. But a lot of people said, can we keep this one close against Mayfield? Can we keep it from being a running clock? And ask us questions all week long. I think a lot of people thought this one might be a running clock in the first half with the ranking of Mayfield and the trouble Caldwell County has had to score. You've got to take this game and look at the positives at this point. 28-0 is the score, but
you hope we can
good
get
things that Caldwell has done.
Back up. We don't want to have a lot of people injured as Mobley just went out on that play, and maybe they're taking a few chances with Jameis, but let's just see if we can buckle down.
And they did spot that ball at the 30. Cartwright with the quick hit to the left across the 25 and down close to the 21-yard line. That was number 1 on the catch, Isaac Stevenson. So that's enough for a first down. 1st and 10 Cardinals from the Caldwell County 20-yard line. Cartwright in the backfield has Morris to his left shoulder. Morris is going to come right side, complete to Dabney at the 14-yard line, tackled by Richardson at the 11. Kenyon Richardson with one of the toughest assignments tonight, probably of anybody, Bob, having to keep up with Brajon Dabney.
He tackled him well. Nice tackle on that.
Good open field tackle.
Yes.
Absolutely. Mayfield quickly back to the line. 2 receivers to the right. Hand off to Morris. He's going to come right across the 10, 5. Touchdown, Mayfield. Less than 3 minutes into the second half, and already the second score for the Cardinals as they push it to 34-0. Bob, a little bit surprising they're not going for the 2 to make this a running clock ball game. They run King out on the field for the extra point attempt.
And he's had all 3 of his 3 extra points tonight look like wounded ducks going through the cross uprights.
Snap is down. This kick is up, has the distance, and good.
And another wounded duck.
9:17 left to play in the third quarter. 35-0 as Mayfield starts to open this one up. Back in 30 seconds.
With Planters Bank, you're served up points with every swipe of your Planters check card with You Choose Rewards. You'll earn points on every credit transaction you make with your Planters Bank Visa check card. Visit PlantersBankOnline.com to learn more. You choose rewards on the Planters Visa check card. Reason number 15, that Planters is the bank where you can expect great things. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. Caldwell County will be receiving the kickoff, and it's been a quick 2 minutes and 43 seconds and 14 points put up on the board by Mayfield, and you kind of sense that it's not getting out of hand, I would say, but getting close to the running clock.
Yeah, and you think Mayfield probably responded to some coaching at halftime because they have come out with a different intensity than they played in that first half. Caldwell will drop back Bumpus, and looks like Carnahan back in the ball game, also deep. They'll stand near their own 15-yard line.
I think they ought to move up a little bit because those last 2 or 3 kickoffs have been short, and we've messed with them on the ground.
You've got Davis and Zayden Grubbs up at the 30, both of those with pretty good speed. This one fielded by Bumpus at the 23-yard line. Fakes the handoff, trying to get around the outside and just going the wrong direction all the way back to the 15-yard line. I'm all for if these plays work, keep trying them, but that one there was doomed from the outset as Bumpus was just going more east to west and back than he was up the field.
He was not running parallel to the yard line. He gave up 6 or 7 yards trying to swing around the end, and there was no way that was going to happen.
Parker stays in at quarterback. Carnahan to his right shoulder. One receiver each way with the extra tight end. Parker, hand off to Carnahan. Carnahan tries to feel his way for positive yardage. Gets it up to the the 17-yard line.
Pickup of 2 yards on the play.
8:53 left to go in the third quarter. Let's go down for a Go Green Field report with Todd Griffin.
All right, Dennis, thanks. Caldwell County offense is kind of struggling a little bit to get something going here in the second half, but like we mentioned earlier in the game, in the first half, they were able to put together some drives and run some time off the clock, and here in this half, we haven't been able to kind of generate that and get some time off.
Thank you, Todd. Parker looking to the sideline for some clarification on the play. Takes the snap. He's going to be pressured in the backfield. Flag is down. Ball loose on the ground. Mayfield covers it. We'll see what the flag is that came in the backfield. Parker chased immediately after taking the snap.
He lost the ball, but they're going to say an incomplete pass, but then holding on the Tigers. Looks like Mayfield's going to decline the penalty.
Strange play there, the way that one developed.
How can that be an incomplete pass?
That's what the referee said. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, I'm glad it happened, but I did not see it that way either, Bob. Parker changes directions, tries to hit Bumpus through his hands, and Bumpus's legs taken out from under him as soon as it touched his hands. So that's going to bring up 4th down. Caldwell County's going to have to kick this one away after a 3 and out.
Yeah, I think we ran about 12 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, it's just early on, especially in that first quarter, the one drive that we took. What, Bob, did you have it at a little over 5 minutes of clock time?
Mm-hmm.
That was impressive by Caldwell County, but still the Tigers' biggest problem this season, just having trouble putting points on the board outside of the Ballard Memorial game. Nichols takes a snap. He's got some pressure, gets it away. Another good kick by Timothy Nichols, drives Mayfield back, hits at the 48, and it will stop bouncing at the 33-yard line.
Nice. That's another superlative we've done tonight is punt the ball extremely well.
And Nichols has got away some good kicks tonight under some pressure, as he did on that play. Spotted at the 34-yard line where Mayfield will take over. 8 minutes and 1 second left in the third quarter. 35-0 Cardinals.
Yeah, if you're a Caldwell fan, though, or a player, you really have to try to shake this one off because, like we said a couple of times tonight, those next two games are the big ones. The number 2 seed in the district still in play.
Davis showing pressure from the linebacker spot. Handoff goes to Morris. Morris finds a hole across the 40 and hit at the 50. Dropped in Caldwell territory at the 49-yard line. Todd, to go on your point a little bit more, the way the defense has played tonight, 35-0 I know is the score, but they have played some pretty good ball a lot of the night tonight. You play defense like this against Fort Campbell, you play defense like this against Murray, and you could easily picture finding yourself the number 2 seed in this district.
Yeah, and you still get a home playoff game out of that. I mean, Fort Campbell's having a pretty decent year, and Murray's still pretty good, but I think both of those games are in play.
It's going to be Cartwright rolling to his left side, flag in the backfield, has an open receiver in and out of his hands at the 8-yard line. The way Cartwright had to roll, oh, you got to suspect that is going to be holding, which it is against Mayfield. Penalty comes with 7:21 left to play in the third quarter. And, Bob, if there are anybody for Caldwell County that wants to see Caldwell County finish with that number 2 seed, it's probably me, you, and John, because that is a home football game with a number 2 seed.
Absolutely.
With the intra-district play, we could be in for a very long road trip for the first round if Caldwell slips down to that number 3 seed, or even as far as the number 4 seed.
Yeah, probably looking at Butler County or Owensboro Catholic on one of those trips.
Yeah, that's not just a hop, skip, and a jump from anywhere, especially the Butler County one. Mayfield takes a snap. Cartwright. Curl route on the far side across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Complete to Novi Barnes. While we looked at the stats during the week, getting ready for the game tonight, you looked at them before talking with Coach Barnes. Novi Barnes was not one of the players that we had highlighted.
No, but he's come up huge tonight. He's also come up huge on punt returns.
Mayfield taking a little clock here to salt this one away halfway through the third quarter. 35-0 Cardinals. Zane Cartwright, senior quarterback, takes a snap. Drops back, has good protection again. Goes complete at the 41-yard line, knocked down at the 35. That's number 23, Gavin Jackson, another senior wide receiver. Jackson is the one doing the holding for King. First down, Mayfield at the Caldwell County 35-yard line. Clock winds after the flags are set. Cartwright takes a snap, drops back, wants to run, pulls it down, and he'll pick up a couple of yards on the play. Flag after the play. Some jawing or a little something extra. Looks like in the tackle area. So we'll see.
Come on, Chambliss!
Referee looking to the Caldwell sideline to see if they want to take the penalty. Personal foul, Caldwell. That is not what I expected out of that. So that's going to be another first down for Mayfield, and it will move the ball down to the Caldwell County 18-yard line. Just about 6 minutes gone here in the second half, and it's been completely all Mayfield.
That penalty was a late hit on that play.
Cartwright, handoff, hit in the backfield, not much gain, was number 4, Brajon Dabney. Dabney picked up a couple on the play. Ball spotted at the 17-yard line of Caldwell County. 2nd and 9 coming up for the Cardinals. If Mayfield were to score again before Caldwell County, that would be a running clock situation. Dabney in the backfield. Takes the handoff, comes to the right side, changes, gets back to the middle, finds a hole, and able to make it down inside the 10-yard line. They're actually going to call that the 9. Pretty favorable spot, but at this point,
it doesn't matter.
You're neither surprised or not that it matters a lot either. Under 5 to play in the third quarter. Dabney's going to stay in at running back. One receiver each side. Extra blockers behind the line on the left side of the line. They're going to pull to the right side. Dabney takes it. Davis hits him in the backfield. Dabney shakes that. Tries to reverse fields across the 10, 5, and touchdown Dabney. Landon Davis had him dead to rights at the 10-yard line, Bob. Dabney able to shake that tackle, change fields, go all the way to the far side of the field, and take it in 41-0.
Well, the deep guy on this side on the officiating crew should have thrown a flag there because Logan Chambliss was being held at the goal line, and that's why he couldn't get over to try to make a play.
It's going to be King trying to stay perfect on the night on extra point attempts. And we will have a quicker fourth quarter for sure. Snap is up. Kick is up and good. They're not pretty, but they're accurate. 4:35 left in the third. 42-0 Mayfield.
December 10th impacted our community in a way that we will never forget. Much was lost that night, some of which can never be replaced. In the days since, we have witnessed something that can never be taken away. The pride of our community, the resiliency of our people, and their resolve to rebuild. The road to recovery has begun, and Farmers Bank wants to do our part to help those impacted by the storm. Let us walk you through the process with our Rebuild Construction Loan Special. Call us or apply online to get started. This is Jeff McDaniels, Farmers Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. Caldwell County now trailing, and the clock will be running once the kickoff is made.
Bob, it's been all Mayfield this third quarter. Caldwell County has had no answer defensively or offensively. Tigers are going to put back Carnahan and Bumpus to receive the kickoff. But like you said, you kind of look for Davis or Grubbs to even have a chance at these because they have not been deep kickoffs.
I would move, as I mentioned last time, they're standing on the 15. The ball never gets to but the 23 or 22-yard line. Move them up, and so they don't have to.
King with the kick. Bumpus takes it at the 17, gets to the right side across the 25-30, down the sideline, had some room, walks a tightrope but pushed out of bounds. Shy of midfield, but a nice return by Xavier Bumpus.
I think he's cramping on the sideline, Dennis.
Hey, guys, we're probably going to get a new quarterback here. I think Jack Roach is going to come in, and the Tigers, as we've talked about several times tonight, probably going to try to keep some people healthy. Again, we got Fort Campbell coming up and then Murray after that, and you know, this game's not coming back. It's 42-0, but we need those guys the next two games.
Eli Stevens also in for Caldwell County. And Todd, if you get a chance, if you hear of an update on Mobley, who was helped off the field earlier, be sure to throw that to us if you have anything. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY Princeton. Not sure why they had the clock stopped, but they have it going now as we go under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Running clock the rest of the way here as Mayfield leads this one 42-0. Roach in at quarterback. Handoff to Carnahan. Carnahan across the 40. And it'll be marked at the 44-yard line if the side official is correct on it. Carnahan has had a tough night, but you kind of expected that coming in, Bob. This is a team that's ranked number 1 in the state in the AP poll, and there's a reason.
Now, if we can just settle down and have a little drive here, Dennis, I think that would sort of erase some of the earlier part of the third quarter.
Yeah, you don't want to take the goose egg home with you on the scoreboard. Roach out of the shotgun. Puts Maddox in motion. Handoff to Maddox. Maddox getting to the outside across the 45, 50, and into Mayfield territory. I think that's going to be enough for a Lake Barkley CrossFit first down, and it is.
At the Mayfield 48-yard line.
Luke Maddox with the first down for Caldwell County.
8-yard run by the young man.
Maddox is a 5'9", 133-pound sophomore. One of the few times this season you saw a Caldwell County player get to the edge and maybe turn it up the field. But Maddox was able to do it there, enough for a Lake Barkley CrossFit first down. Carnahan, left shoulder of Roach. Roach has the ball go through his hands on the snap, picks it up. He's going to try to make something out of it. It gets loose across the 50 and actually probably picks up a yard on the play.
Maybe 2 yards. I think they're going to give him the 46.
Good job by Roach not to pick that ball up and look for a receiver. He knew he had to turn it and go up the field. Turn something bad into 2 yards of positive play. Second down and 8 coming up. Ball at the 46-yard line of Mayfield. Cardinals lead this one 42-0. Running clock at 1:45 left in the third. Eli Stevens, a lone receiver to the near side. 2 Tigers out to the right. Roach, handoff, Carnahan. Carnahan turns it up the field. He's got some room across the 40. 35. And they call it, they blow the whistle. Bob, I did not see him step out of bounds. I'm not sure what the whistle was.
They probably don't either.
You almost have to think that was an inadvertent whistle, thinking they were going to push Carnahan out of bounds, but he was able to stiff arm the defender, stay in bounds. He's questioning the official on the way back to the field. Caldwell County with the first down at the 34-yard line. Roach rolls right, looks down the field, throws. That one deflected away, flag from the backside. That one came in after the deflection.
Defensive pass interference. Also, Cooper Mobley has a lower leg injury, Dennis, so I don't anticipate seeing him back tonight.
All right, thank you, Todd, for that update on Mobley. That's one we definitely want healthy next week as we hit the road to Fort Campbell. Defensive pass interference to call against Mayfield. Caldwell County will march up the field looking to put their first points on the board tonight.
Marked at the 20, Dennis, or inside the 20?
Let's see if we can see through there. It looks, Bob, I'm going to call it the 19-yard line. We've got the side official standing on the 19 as well. We'll call it the 19 after the penalty. Number 10, Jack Roach, 5'11", 178-pound freshman. Is going to be a good-sized kid. Getting some experience tonight at quarterback against the number 1 2A team in the state. And I don't know if we're going to run this clock all the way down or if Caldwell County is going to get a playoff. 5 seconds left on the clock. Roach out of the shotgun, does get the snap. Hands off to Carnahan. Carnahan bounces it to the outside. He's got some room. Down into the corner, stretches across. Touchdown, Tigers. Great job on the seal-off blocks on the far side by Caldwell County's receivers. And the Tigers get on the board. Carnahan with a 19-yard run. 42-6 Tigers, as Nichols will come out and try the extra point attempt. Didn't know if we were going to get to talk about these guys tonight, Bob. Extra points brought to you by Goodwin Insurance, your locally owned independent insurance agency capable of handling all of your insurance needs. Caldwell County hustling the 11th player onto the field. It is Roach. He'll get set. Parker on the hold. Good snap. Kick is up. Plenty of distance and good. Third quarter comes to an end. Caldwell County trails Mayfield 42-7. Back after this.
Your local McDonald's wants you to know that they are ready to serve you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dine-in or the drive-thru is always open, and they offer curbside pickup service. To avoid the wait in the drive-thru, you can download the McDonald's app and try curbside pickup. Stop in soon and enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at your local McDonald's. Proud to be a part of this community. McDonald's of Princeton, proud supporters of the Caldwell County Tigers.
Welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. The Tigers on the board tonight, trailing now 42-7. Fourth quarter about to get underway, and that's going to be brought to us by Cozy Living. Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, located on Northfield Drive in Princeton. Stop in and see Pam. A lot of inventory for sale in that store. Bargains galore. They offer beautiful furniture, bedding, accessories, and gifts. So stop in and see. Also, they're your local U-Haul dealer.
And Bob, both you and I are getting a little bit closer to needing some furniture, so we're looking forward to the day.
Absolutely.
I'm
looking forward to some concrete blocks next week.
Well, baby steps, I know at this point. I'm with you right there, brother. And thank you to everybody that asks us about that and tells us they're still praying for us and many others after that tornado back in December. Kickoff by Nichols, fielded at the 16-yard line. Still on his feet up at the 30. Good return by Mayfield to the 30-yard line. So Caldwell County will bring the defense out now with the running clock going underway here in the fourth quarter. 42-7 your score here.
Hey, guys, got an update from Paducah. It's now Tillman 36, Trigg County 10. I think they're going to the fourth quarter there.
Wow, that game 14-10 just before halftime, so Tillman able to pour it on. Todd, is that game at Paducah?
Yes,
right?
That's at Paducah tonight.
You know, I was thinking about that, Todd. The Trigg County score of 10 may mean a field goal by young Miss Knopfsinger.
Could be. I think, didn't she have one earlier? I believe she kicked one earlier this season.
Yes, after she missed her first extra point attempt of the season at a time, she was tied for the state lead in extra point attempts. Missed one, but then right after that, from what I understand, nailed about a 37-yard field goal.
Yeah, Trigg's had a really good year. Tonight would be their first loss. They've put a lot of points on the board, so, you know, their offense looks a whole lot like the offense Caldwell County typically wants to run.
And, Todd, don't forget we bet a Titleist golf ball, I think it was, Paducah, Tillman, and Union County. Is that next week?
I'm still taking Union County on that one.
Okay, I'm going to stick with the Blue Tornado. I just think they're underrated with that record. So somebody's going to be playing with a new Titleist a week from tomorrow morning.
Or putting with a new Titleist.
In my case, it would be losing a new Titleist.
I wouldn't want to lose a new Titleist.
Ball spotted at the 30-yard line.
Playing with a $5 golf ball is a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it is. Bob has a point. We may just putt with that thing. I think, does Mayfield have a new quarterback? Did you get that number?
They have to, yes. I haven't seen his number.
Yes, number 6. Handoff to number 20. He's going to pick up a lot of yardage down the sideline. He's still loose across the 50. Finally pulled down in Caldwell territory inside the 40. There was number 20 on the carry, Bob, and number 6 at quarterback.
Number 6 is Mealy Kirby. And who was the running back? Number 20?
Number 20.
Ken Shelby.
All right, Shelby with the big run. Bob, if you'll loan me your ink pen here.
Yes.
Left mine at home. So number 6.
Number 6 is Melik Kirby, M-E-L-I-K.
And number 20
is Ken Shelby.
Ken Shelby with a big run on first down for Mayfield. Shelby again on the run, gets to the left side, finds a hole in the middle. He's got some room, and he's going to take it to the house. 2 big runs for substitute Ken Shelby.
Maybe Starks will be on the sideline for another week.
They really haven't needed him tonight, nursing an injury, trying to get him back healthy before the playoffs.
Dennis, that was marked on the 39, was it not? So that's a 39-yard run.
So Shelby, back-to-back big runs. Mayfield answers. Caldwell County score 48-7. King will try to keep his record perfect for the night. Low snap. This one somehow got it through. The snap was a grounder back to the holder. King was able to just get it inside the left corner of the uprights. 49-7 is your score. John, let's just keep it here for a second as we tell the folks that we will be on the road next week going to Fort Campbell. We'll start everything off as we do on Friday nights. WPKY is the place to be on Friday night as we have Scott Brown's regional roundup. Kicks us off right after the local news on Friday night. Bob Hayes will have Coach Barnes interview at 6 o'clock. The Farmers Bank pregame show will come on the air at 6:30 next Friday night. And then at 7, it's the Tigers at the Falcons in what is going to be a big game in district play and district seeding as Caldwell County looks to try to bounce back from this one at Mayfield and move up possibly as high as a 2, but could fall as far as that 4 seed, Bob. So a lot depending on the next couple of weeks for Caldwell County.
You hope we can come back and answer that Mayfield drive with maybe run out the clock, Dennis.
Clock ticking down near 8 minutes now. We've had a running clock since the prior score from Mayfield, not the last one.
Let's just hope that we all get to the Fort Campbell Stadium in time next week and, are there for the ball game. Allow extra time if you're going to Fort Campbell.
Sometimes it can be an adventure. Kickoff is fielded and out of bounds. That looked like a late hit. There's number 21 on the return is Cade Rowland, and Rowland took a smack inside the white line where the teams are supposed to stand on the sideline, but
still no flag. I
think the officials are looking to go ahead and get this one over with as quick as possible.
I think we reached our quota.
Maybe their arms are tired at this point. Roach stays in at quarterback. Some new players for Caldwell County into the ball game. Looks like Channing Puckett in at the slot receiver for Caldwell County. They're going to swing it out to Maddox. Maddox with the reception, but he's met by a host of Cardinals.
I think they're going to give him the 36, maybe the 37.
See where they'll spot this, and it is going to be the 37. Good tough run after the catch there. Maddox has really had some good moments the last few weeks, Bob. He's a kid that's taking on more playing time week after week.
And this is just valuable experience for these young kids tonight, right now.
Graham Grissom now the running back in the backfield with Roach. We'll try to get some of these linemen as they come down the field. Grissom on the carry, finds a hole. Nice play by the line to open that hole up as Grissom gets up to the 40. J.T. Palm, a sophomore, in on the line for Caldwell County. One of the players that helped open up that hole. Clock down to 6 minutes to play here in Mayfield. 49-7 is your score. Bobby, you see any more of those lineman numbers? Justice Coleman looks like a sophomore, maybe in at center.
I see looks like 75. Caden Riley is in there. That's Joe's boy.
Roach at quarterback out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to the right. Grissom to his left shoulder. Roach rolls to his left, looks down the field, had a player open, and he's got it at the 35-yard line. That's number 21, Cade Rowland. Rowland got behind the defense. Roach rolled long enough to find him, and Roach made a heck of a pass, Bob, throwing against the grain as he was rolling left. So great pass by number 10, Jack Roach.
And a nice catch by Cade Rowland.
Rowland's going to switch sides with number 18, Channing Puckett. You've got Eli Stevens, the far side receiver, out of a 3-receiver set on the left. Roach with Grissom to his left shoulder. Roach with the snap and the pass, complete at the 30, turning it up the field. Another good play and run after the catch by Cade Rowland. He's going to get down close to that first down marker before they pushed him out, but the spot is not going to be favorable because they're going to bring that back to about the 22-yard line. 4:19 left to play in the ball game. Mayfield will go to 7-0 on the season. Caldwell County to slide to 1-6 on the year. Stay tuned after the game. The Trilogy post-game report will come your way. All the stats with Todd and Gary during that Trilogy post-game report immediately after this one. Roach looks over the defense. Movement on the Mayfield line.
I would think.
I think that's going to give Caldwell County 5 yards. It looked like Mayfield jumped on that far side.
Got in the neutral zone, yeah.
And that one does go against Mayfield.
And that could be another first down.
It is a Lake Barkley CrossFit first down. Down to the 17-yard line. Maddox, the near side receiver. Roach looks over the defense. Calls for the snap. Swings it out this way to Rowland. Rowland's going to get hit for a loss. Mayfield had that one read the whole way. That loss will take us under 3 minutes to play here in Mayfield, back to the 21-yard line.
Going to bring up 2nd and 14 for the Tigers. Loss of 4 yards on that pass play.
Eli Stevens, Cade Rowland to the left. Puckett and Maddox to the right. Now they're going to put Puckett over in a trip set to the left for Roach. Number 60 into the ball game for Caldwell County, Lucas Rowlands. Snap is back. Roach lobs to the corner, and that one's going to be picked off in the end zone. Number 20 for Mayfield, able to wrestle that one away from Rowland.
That's the young man who just scored a touchdown, Ken Shelby.
So Shelby making a late bid to get Mayfield player of the game for their radio station. That stops the drive of Caldwell County with just about 2 minutes left to play.
But that ball was up for grabs, and we had our hands on it. We just couldn't wrestle it from the Mayfield defender.
Number 35 in the ball game is Max Heaton, a freshman for Caldwell County, along with number 67, Brandon Williams. Let's see, Bob. Number 22 is Leighton Wall.
Number 12 is Eli Stevens on this side.
Wall, one of the linebackers next to Heaton.
Number 18 is Channing Puckett on the left side.
Mayfield's only going to have to snap it a couple of times. 57, Dougie York. So Mayfield will pick up a big win here. Caldwell County played reasonably well, Bob. You would have to call it not outstanding, but against the number one team in the state, probably a little bit above expectations in that first half. Had some bright points as Mayfield gets set to take another knee, and this one will be over with. We'll have Todd with Coach Barnes in an interview before we go to the Trilogy postgame report. Stay tuned for that. Caldwell County, a good effort in that first half. It was all Mayfield in the second as they came out, scored a couple of touchdowns inside a minute. And that's going to be the ball game as Caldwell County will go down in defeat here in Mayfield. 49-7 is your final. And Todd, you just come on when you find Coach Barnes after the handshake. There'll be some positives to be talked about tomorrow morning on Saturday Morning Quarterback for sure. You kind of knew what you faced coming in, Bob, and it was not a surprise, but the next couple of weeks should be much more competitive ball games.
Definitely no surprise tonight for sure, but still I like the way we played.
Came out, fought, made some good plays, got on the board. Good play from, I thought, Jack Roach coming in relief duty.
Certainly didn't look shocked to be out there in that position.
Had some good play. Also some good play out of Cade Rowland, number 21. Let's go down to the field for a Go Green report with Todd and Coach Barnes.
All right, Dennis, thanks, Coach. A tough loss tonight, but I think you saw some good things, and this was going to be a tough one to get anyway coming down here and them being ranked number 1, but maybe some momentum going forward now for games against Fort Campbell and Murray that are going to be pretty big for playoff seeding.
Yeah, definitely. I think we'll see some things on film that have gotten better, which is good, and still there's things we've got to get cleaned up, and you're right. We've got winnable games the rest of the year, but we've got to play good football and continue to get better. And we're not satisfied to come down here and get beat 42-7 either. So, or whatever it was, 49-7. So, there are some positives, and if we'll take those things and build on it, we can finish this thing out on a good winning streak and be playing really good football going into the playoffs.
After the Union County game, though, it seemed like you guys were especially disappointed, but the team was able to bounce back and get that win over Ballard. And tonight it seemed like the attitude and the effort was there. It's just maybe we didn't have as many athletes as the other side had.
Yeah, I wasn't really happy. Really, it was concerning, honestly, with how we played at Union County. And they're a lot better than Union County, and we played a lot better. So maybe that win against Ballard gives us a little confidence. And again, if we'll watch and say, hey, we do some decent things and build on that and continue to get better and not get frustrated. And like I said, we've got a good chance to finish this thing out on a 3-game win streak, and but we got to take it game by game and day by day. But I think we made a little bit of progress tonight.
Yeah, we were talking during the broadcast that with those 2 district games coming up against Fort Campbell and Murray, that number 2 seed is still on the table, and that gets you a home playoff game.
Yeah, and it's an even bigger deal this year than it has been in the past. Now, previous years it's been, are you going to host Murray or not? And the travel's not that big of a deal, but now this year, with the cross district, it's a different teams you're looking at playing, and it's a little bit bigger deal to have that home playoff game.
Have you guys even had a chance to think about Fort Campbell yet?
The way the schedule works out, we're able to watch them. Getting prepared for Mayfield, because that's who Mayfield played last year, and they've gotten a lot better. So we'll have to play a really good game, and it's always kind of weird and quirky going over there to play. So, and it's fall break, so we've got to have a really good week of practice and go over there and get another district win.
All right, we'll talk about it more in the morning.
Thanks, Todd.
All right, thanks, Will. That's Tiger head coach Will Barnes. The Tigers falling here at Mayfield tonight. Guys, I don't think there was any big surprise about Mayfield winning this game. Caldwell County is a team still trying to kind of find itself a little bit, but improving now. We can see progress, and you look toward next week, and hopefully everybody's healthy tonight, and we can go down to Fort Campbell and pick up a win and, like I say, keep those hopes alive for a home playoff game here in a few weeks.
Todd, I think you hit on all the major points, improvement and staying healthy as we get into the meat of the district schedule and a couple of games coming up that could kind of make or break the rest of your season. To be honest, you could come in as a 2 seed or you could drop down to a 4 and have a really tough playoff road. So a lot to see and a lot to shake out in the next couple of weeks. Thanks for those reports down on the field. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get underway on the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame report. That's next here on WPKY.
Do you want to get into the best shape of your life? Okay, let's be honest. You just want to get into some kind of shape. Then now's the time to get to Trilogy Performance Sports and take advantage of their $100 monthly family plan. This offer allows every member of the family living in the house to use the facilities at Trilogy as well as join the classes. What a deal! Don't wait. Get in shape. This offer is only for the month of September. So start exercising now and run to Trilogy Performance Sports to sign up. For more information, go to TrilogyPerformanceSports.com.
KFC Princeton, offering their amazing fried chicken and all the